Okay, this is right. All right. Hello, everyone. Uh, hey, no, wait. Hello, everyone. Good to meet you all again. Welcome to session 4 of Trials of Valzilorne. Come in, warm yourself by the fire. Imagine it's cold outside. Um, Let us get ready to pull back the curtain, but before we do, how about a bit of a refresher on what happened last week? So last week on Trials of Valzilorne, the party, after getting a bit of a setup, woke up, had breakfast with a new companion in the form of a red panda familiar for Sirena. Her name is Lizzie, and she was used in a prank that dealt panda damage to Sirena's brother Martin. Everything is fine. Bit of a discussion was had on what to do next. Party ended up deciding they would enjoy the last day of the festival while they talked, gathered some clues. Heading back into town, uh, we ended up with uh, while Crash and Sirena and Murim basically went around investigating, looking for traces of Blood Moon, since they had confirmed he had been in town. Tracking him to stables, they realized that he had been in disguise and taken a cart east. Where he went from there is unknown, but Crash was able to recognize that the farmer that she passed the first day was in. Um, the horses were talked to by Murim the Druid, and they're dumb. They're like, I don't know. Lee and Arlo traveled back to the cemetery where a ceremony was taking place to reconsecrate the grounds by a priest of Odar. After talking to Stonehammer for a bit, um, he was unable to help them as he didn't really know too much about the seals. Like the keystone was out of his clearance level, I guess you could say. But he pointed out that possibly the Rustel family would be able to help, as they were basically known as the knowledge holders of the noble houses in Tormentus. Returning back and meeting up with the party in town, they played some games. Arlo redeemed himself in the catapult, and Miriam won a very nice bottle of wine. A couple of the party members took place in a tug of war, Sirena and Crash specifically, and they won, being on the same team, utterly decimating the other side. Everyone but Sirena took place in a pie eating contest, which Crash managed to take the pot of, redeeming themselves after losing Martin in the wrestling competition. Uh, Shortly after that, the stage was cleared, and Martin made his speech as the Lord of Territory, and presented a magic item made by his mother to Philvander, basically to help times of drought, as a failed crop season in Philvander could affect the entire region. And then the party was had, dancing and cheering and all of the music, with Sombra sort of sneaking off to chase after the elf archer who had helped them zombie attack previously. Uh, However, the elf noticed that they were being followed, and a conflict had happened. And with that conflict, some violence happened. The elf uh, basically letting known that they had killed party a dragon that turned out to be Sombra's parent. Uh, the elf almost gaining advantage over Sombra, actually downing him just as the party comes around the corner, and Crash rushes in while Serena tries to put the man to sleep. But being an elf, he's immune to that sort of thing. And punch to the face by Crash, however, finished the job. Waking him back up, the party questioned him about what happened, and it was revealed that a gnome on behalf of the Brassbeard? No.
Yeah, Brassbeard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, the Brassbeard family uh, basically commissioned the defeat of this dragon who had supposedly been a menace to the territory. But the nobles, Sirena specifically, who heard this story, could not recall such a menace ever making itself known as basically something that close to the capital. Definitely the other noble families would have been. The gnome by the name of Timwig basically let the party take a majority of the gold and platinum and such that the dragon had amassed, meager though it was. He apparently was interested in recovering artifacts, Grassbeard's magical items, and such. And shortly after, I guess the party had enough from this to retire, and our elf friend went to Philvander. Sirena and the others basically pressured this individual to make atonement for this act, and he ends up going to Port Winifere, or he will be, to keep an eye out for Blood Moon should he ever rear his head in that area again. That's until then. As the party reconvened to the party, Lee, unfortunately, had found himself some nice hallucinogenic mushrooms and, true to the name Naughty, imbibed. With the supervision of Nyorin, he got all loose funny and was eventually dragged back to the carriage and the manor by Sirena. Party rested and woke up once more, a destination to the east in mind. So, we now return, pulling back the curtain, Valzilorne,
Woo.
which
Yeah.
actually, should have done this before I forgot. I have it here somewhere. We have art for Sombra now, done by our very own V. So let me show you all what that looks like. Do excuse my rough problems. Ignore the PCs. Yes, the stream is showing the stuff behind the curtain, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just have the chat open. I don't have the stream
All
open.
right, and I have shown this to the players. But we now have Sombra art. Look at them. They're a unique take on
Yay.
Dragonborn. I know most of your Tillian version, but this is fun. We like to have fun with the races. Yeah, so this is Sombra. Nice, dark, edgy boy.
I like the orange.
Yeah, they are a topaz dragonborn, which is one of the gem dragons from Fizzbands.
Mm.
That. Achoo! Okay, yeah, gotta go away. once I figure out, sorry, that little mountain thing is a result of me trying to make reactive work, but I can't, so we'll work. And so we have the full 6 party members now at the bottom there. We'll figure out
Huzzah.
one day this work. That is troubleshooting for me later in the week. But with that, you all awaken, I assume. So what do you guys do?
Serena will write that letter that she talked about making for the elf to bring to Port Winifred.
Yes, the captain of the guard basically explaining the situation. No problems, easy enough. Be done and handed off to or send with one carriers, birds, or you see about getting it to the elf himself.
I believe we told the elf that we would bring it to him by the east gate or whatever, the east road.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
Miriam will once again be doing her morning meditation.
Yeah, but it's hey, do something. Yes, something. Going forward, yes.
What do you see ahead of us, Talbash?
Ahead, ahead of us, I see a wall. Yes, it looks like a wall of stone and wood. Very nice wood. Yes, very nice wood.
We'll do a casting of Druidcraft to just see what the weather's like for the next 24 hours.
Yes, I forgot that. Let's see. So you cast the magic. Seems sunny. It is a spring. No, it is the fall season. Excuse me. It is the fall season, but it is a nice. Expected to be nice and clear. No rain showers. You're not in an area of the peninsula that gets snow, so that is closer to Icemire. Port Winifred season, but not nearly. Sylvander is definitely warmer.
Well, at least I won't need to wear a raincoat.
Yes. We hate the rain. Yes, we do. It gets it all wet.
Miriam will finish her meditation and head down for breakfast.
Get up and head down. About you, Lee, as you wake up. Roll me a Constitution saving throw right now,
Sure.
just to see how much these mushrooms are hitting you the morning after.
I mean,
Yeah, you wake up and you're a little like your head definitely has a bit of a throb, but you've had benders like this before. You're doing pretty well. Little food in you, and you'll be fine.
awesome. Lee's not up to much. He's just going down and gonna, join everyone, see where we're going.
Alrighty. You head down to the dining hall where you all had dinner and breakfast. How about you, Arlo? What is the smallest boy doing today?
Well, normally he'd be like breakfast, but that last pie roll, I don't know, he's still kind of a little queasy, I think. So like he's in a just 5 more minutes, mom type of mood. But eventually he'll roll out of bed and head on down to breakfast.
Excellent. Yes, Just 5 more minutes, and as you actually open the door, you see Floor, the maid, standing there, almost like a knock. Oh, good morning. You were
Oh,
not
morning.
wondering if you would come down. You had arrived quite early yesterday. This morning.
Oh, yeah, well, I got pretty stuffed yesterday, so.
Ah, yes. I need to contest. Excuse me. Servant's work starts early, still a bit tired.
Oh, well, I hope the rest of your day's good.
If we are planning to return, traveling,
Great, always good to have you around.
well then, I will see you downstairs. She
Bye.
turns and walks stairs and trying to send me a letter, crash, getting there. We'll say you all, except Crash, gather downstairs in the dining area as food is had the standard fare similar to all yesterday, and but with any requests that if you want could be easily. Lizzie is would you hold Lizzie in your lap, or would you give her your own chair?
Hmm. I think I'd hold her in my lap. Yeah.
Please consider baby chair.
Like a booster seat.
Yeah.
That sounds so cute. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, sure. Probably got one laying around from like one of the younger kids.
You're able to find, though it hasn't been used in a long time, Laura is able to find and dust off sort of the booster seat that your younger sister used.
Mm.
She's a little older now too, but she needed it until she sets it down on a chair, and Lizzie is able to climb up and sort of plop down into it. And Floor is just like an animal at the table, but it's so adorable. You can almost see how she's torn by this.
Don't worry about it, Flora. It's a special case.
Of
I
course.
would explain it, but the the simplest explanation is it's not actually an animal.
Of course. Familiar with familiars. Other, of course, has one.
Indeed. Well, we'll have to acclimate them. They might react poorly. I'm not sure. Anyway, indeed, food.
Yes, so food served, omelets filled with whatever you like, ham, cheese, mushroom, spinach, basically a craft your own omelet station. So it's not something you do, but more what the chefs would.
Hmm.
So you all are getting ready to dig in. What does Crash do when they?
Well, I was expecting a wake up call.
Ah, yes. So you lie in
All
bed,
right.
uh, and you're snoozing pretty good, and as you're snoozing, uh, you're asleep. You sleep pretty well. Um, Suddenly there is a loud pong, 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 like right next to your head as you jolt awake. And immediately you can see standing next to you with an iron ladle and a frying pan. Floor, the maid, standing by your bed with this smug expression.
I like leap completely out of bed, like, because it sounds like an alarm to crash. So she's like, freaking awake, launches out of bed, fucking covers go flying. It's like, are we under attack? What's going on?
Just the wake up call. Rested from breakfast
Oh.
downstairs.
Uh, thank you very much. You're so sweet. Oh, then she quickly scrambles for a sheet to cover herself. And she is a nude sleeper, and she just got up and threw the covers everywhere. She just grabs a sheet and covers herself.
Oh, right. Flora's
Um,
a professional. She doesn't way, or she gives you the privacy, but isn't flustered by it.
Brilliant.
She's a pro.
yeah.
She has helped some of the household dress. That's maids do that. So
Yep.
Well, thank you. Thanks. Like, this beds are so comfy. I definitely needed that. Otherwise, I would have slept through the whole day. Well, not really, but you know what I mean.
you're being genuine, and you're thanks.
Yeah.
She
She's like, thanks.
that smug look she had on her face slips, and her eyes narrow at you, and then she just turns and walks out without a word, closing the door a bit harder than probably necessary, as her revenge has failed.
Oh well.
Next time. Next time.
You've made a powerful enemy.
Hey, never underestimate a maid.
Yeah.
Those people got skills,
Mm-hmm.
The power of being nice has earned me a powerful enemy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I get dressed and I join the rest of them for breakfast.
All right, you head down. You see Lizzie in a booster seat, just at the table, sort of like so. It's Sirena in one chair, Arlo to the left, Lizzie to the right.
Oh, Missy got her own chair.
Lizzie
Aw.
got a little.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning, Crash.
Mm.
Hmm. Well, if we are to be leaving today, I shall have to pack some supplies. Do we shall sort of motion to Flora inquisitively? Is there Tinker's supplies in the basement somewhere that I could retrieve? I, you would I need those.
Floor pauses and sorry, Lily. Carry something like that.
No, it's no matter. I'll get the ones that we have at home. It's just so far away.
Well,
Anyway.
this will allow me to pack rain gear for a while. Should be clear.
Hello?
I
Oh,
know
yeah.
Maxine is muted. I'm not sure.
Well, Miriam basically is like,
Hmm?
okay, it's not gonna rain in here, so I'm letting the party try and like talk and roleplay.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought it was a response for Serena.
Oh, I was
Sorry, me and Serena
I was
are
distracted,
doing
that's fine.
something. I'm
okay. What was the statement? The question?
Miriam stated that it's not rain within a day or so.
Well, among my family, rain is also a sort of sign of good luck, and she'll make a minor illusion of the sigil of the Blue Drop family, which I think I put in art before.
Hi, so this
Okay, I did not put it in art before. I'll go get that.
cha-cha. This
nice.
is the Blue Drop crest,
Oh yeah.
as done by RV. He has done pretty much all of the art I've shown. The only exception Arlo's by Arlo's.
Built different.
Hey, Arlo
He's
is
so
small
cute.
boy. He is built
Built
small.
small.
Yeah.
But yes, this is the Blue Drop family crest.
But we may need to prepare for a fight, as Kalbosh says we will have some excitement on the road.
Yes. Preparation. Well, I am all prepared. She says as she sort of gets up in pajamas, basically.
Lizzie basically has her face just in the. This is lovely. Yes, sir. Food. You notice that there's been some shrimp added to her omelet. Shrimp.
Yummy.
Shrimp. Nom, nom, nom.
She'll sort of give
Yeah.
Lizzie a scratch.
He stops and does that cat thing where they like the head and like guys and just almost purr, but it's time. It's time. Time for pet.
In a bit.
She'll sort of like wiggle and drop down from her chair and go over to Arlo and pop up in your lap, Arlo, and just look at you and
Woohoo!
you hear pets. This one gives good pets.
Yes, they
Well,
do.
I mean, she's in my lap. I'm gonna start giving her little head scratches.
He just does that.
Yeah.
Delightful.
Yeah. Good pet.
He is just overjoyed at the moment.
I'm glad you get along.
Anything anyone else wants to talk to for breakfast? Any morning preparations you want?
Crash would also like a shrimp omelet.
Absolutely, that can be done.
Can I get a normal omelet?
We have a Deku.
It's Deku!
We have a Deku.
Yes, I mean,
I've shown off your art to cats.
I'm sorry?
I've shown off Sombra's art. We're
Yeah,
now on screen. Figure out reactive images later. All right. Yeah, so you can get an omelet, normal, however you want it. It's basically custom due to the chefs just on staff.
I would just take a normal omelet with some apple juice.
The apple juice.
I is a kid, why not?
The Philvander is well known for apples.
It is the
And now,
appliest.
The appliest and the juiciest.
Apple cider, apple ale, apple juice.
Apple. Apple pie.
Hold on. Apple else.
It's almost it's its own process. Apple wine.
They're not as cider. So actually, now that Sombra is down, hey, weren't you looking for this guy? Actually, I'm not ever sure I got your name.
Oh, we're working with that guy, but also, I'm Sombra. You can call me Sombra.
All right, Sombra. I'm Lee. I'm sure you've heard it. But what was going on last night? I know Crash came up looking for you, but they went off somewhere, and I never saw you again last night.
Yeah, I just found the person that killed my parent, which is why I have the necklace.
Sorry.
Which is why I have the necklace. This is one of the person that killed my parents, so I went after him out of anger.
Lee is just like a dumbfounded face, like, gee, that's heavy.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes, you had to go on. Argue to
Yeah, neither had Arlo, to be honest.
Yeah,
Arlo
they
just
were
danced
vibing. They were vibing on the dance floor.
Yeah, and I
Boogieing
also
and
heard
jiving and whatnot.
I also heard about you as having a very great time last night as well.
Yeah. I did have a good time. I'm sorry. It sounds like you didn't.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the whole thing.
Well, did you kill him?
Well, I almost did.
We,
We found a compromise.
yes, we've negotiated that. I have. By the way, Sombra, yes, I've written out the letters for the individual to be sent where we designated.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes, and we'll be heading to Eaglecoast soon, I think. What
Oh,
time is
okay.
it?
At this time, it's about 7 or 8. But as you say that to some, the carriage has been
Oh,
to the.
Then I suppose we are waiting on my brother.
Yes, the lady. I believe all. But a separate carriage. One. Comfortably. Well,
Oh, that is good. I was about
Olin,
to consider that, but yes, thank you for thinking ahead.
Olin walks in, and he comes over to you and down to whisper a stealth check as he wants to be heard by the rest of the party. As most of you have your passive ward. I think it's highest at 14. Yeah, natural one. All of you hear him as he leads down to whisper to Sirena, and he sounds a
he's
bit.
not even. He's not even whispering. He's just shouting it out.
Well, he's
Stage whisper.
He's a little not upset, a little flustered. Oh, lady, I went to a kid that turned last night.
Oh, God. Okay.
You remember, you do not
Well,
recall seeing him after the speech separated.
oh no.
You went.
You failed your perception check.
Yes, I did. I did fail my perception check. I rolled a -1 if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you did.
Well, I hope he's
Um,
alright.
Should I contact
Should
the
we
court?
hope?
I believe I probably know where he is. It's a mistake of his.
As you're saying that, your brother actually walks in. He is dressed. It looks like he did change, so he's not in the clothes he wore last night. Well, good morning. Have another lovely breakfast today.
You seem
Yep.
chipper.
Party last night was splendid. Went well. The magical item and other well received. I had a good night's rest.
Can I, I know I'm bad at it, but can I roll insight?
You can
Or-
roll an insight if you so wish. You
yeah,
should just have his
10.
check what his stuff would be.
I mean, even passive deception is always going to be higher than that, unless he has negative charisma.
He's a noble.
Yeah.
Yeah. You say that you hear into him. Yeah, he's nice, happy, and he's your brother. He's as honest as he can be.
Hmm.
I don't think I believe him. I would like to insight as well.
Okay, roll me an insight.
Mirror him as well.
All right, yeah. Anyone who wants to can insight this.
I think
Or maybe I just choose to not believe him. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, this is what Crash says because too dumb to really disbelieve, but just because of what was just heard from the awfully loud whisper, it's well, where did you sleep? You weren't in your room, apparently.
he turns to look at you, Crash, and he definitely there was that a pause before he turned and smiled. It's like, I got in quite late last night. I stayed over in the lounge.
Well,
Mirror wait until he's taking a drink and saying to his mind, "You have fun with the farm girl."
Oh,
No,
God.
you failed your insight. You thought he was being completely honest. Sorry. He's got a very high plus to deception, being a noble.
Wanted to
how
have
about me?
do a spit take.
You wanted it, but unfortunately the dice did not out.
I don't believe him.
Nope, you do not.
What about my insight?
I forgot you do not show up and roll because you're on your phone.
Yeah, I'm
They
sorry.
rolled a 15.
15. Nope, you believe him as well. The only one who doesn't believe him is he rolled a 17 total deception. So
Oh, okay.
Look,
Okay.
I'm not the brightest, but are you serving yourself up a plate of bullshit for breakfast?
Oh, Crash, there's no need to be rude.
he quite crass, and he because he's like crass, crash. Say it anyways. Quite crass.
I just don't appreciate people lying to me.
He turns to look at you, Serena. The plan is to return home, right, sister dear?
Yes, go and eat your breakfast, Charlie. The carriages are ready. We're going home today.
Good.
Ash is
See
looking
you.
around, seeing everyone
Cannot wait to see how other to you friends. He'll go and sit down. Notice the booster seat. He narrow his eyes and he sees the panda in Arlo's lap and gives it a wide berth.
Yeah, of course.
He remembers.
Oh, did you want to
Yeah.
pet her?
Fine. Thank you, young one.
Suit yourself.
Lizzie is just in ecstasy, has like gone from like in your lap to now just flopped over so it can get belly rubs.
Mm.
Just like liquid puddle. Got little foot kick going.
Excellent.
So the carriages are being prepared. It sounds though while you guys have the one from the villa set up and ready, the other one will probably around. But since you plan to head into town proper anyways, give that letter to the man. Probably be able to pick that up.
Yeah. We all ready?
Well, I will need Crash's help loading my chest. But beyond that, yes.
Alright, then I guess we're all settled.
Right.
Yeah, yes.
Yep, I just need to go grab my pack.
Alrighty.
Right. Well, scattered to your various rooms, grab your personal belongings. Crash, I assume you're helping Urins. Or if not, Olin and Floor will do their best because they do not want the hardwood scratched and damaged by you dragging this thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely carrying it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Easy enough.
Yeah, I wanted to be polite and not drag it.
Yeah. Chest under one arm, pack over the other shoulder. You head off to the carriage. Easy enough to like tight squeeze all of you into the carriage for the ride into town proper. It's a short trip. Though if this were modern day, you'd be breaking a whole lot of seatbelt laws.
Oh no.
I'll say I'll turn into a cat for the trip.
I can get on top.
I'm pretty sure I'm small enough to be on someone's lap.
Someone brought back Phoenix Rising, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I brought him back.
Oh, thank you.
Phoenix Rising. Between Phoenix Rising, Murin turning into a cat, which Lizzie immediately looks at you. So what do you look like as a cat? I assume you're a standard cat, but what is keep the color?
You're black with like a white tip on the tail and white ears.
Okay. So you're pretty much a black cat with the white ears and the tip of the tail that looks like it was dipped in some paint. Lizzie just sort of like as you turn into the cat and jump up the seat or into someone's lap, Lizzie narrows their eyes at you. My pets.
I need a cat thing where I just turn my head and flip my tail at Lizzie.
Roll me a charisma check. Oh.
Ooh.
18, right?
Yeah, I think all the find familiar options will be in the Claire's handbook.
That's what I think.
Yeah, not Red Panda, of course, since we.
No, but if I recall, it was a
weasel. Yeah.
that we just weed-skinned.
I mean, I got Weasel as a wild shape option. I can check that.
I can do it. I just have the books. I can look it up on D&D. I'm just trying not to. Trying to keep as few things open so I can make sure I watch the chat. All right. Later. Yeah. So you make that check. As Lizzie. I assume who's holding Lizzie, Arlo or you, Serena?
Arlo can hold them. Can hold her.
Sure.
You're
Whose
holding.
lap am I in?
That is up.
Shoot.
If
Who wanna hold me?
Crash
Serena
is on
wouldn't.
top as always.
Serena wouldn't hold someone on her lap.
Well, whoever it is, they could just go hang with me.
yeah. So you, Arlo, go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw, real quick.
Gotcha.
18.
That's an 18.
Lizzie, you feel Lizzie start to bunch up and go to spring at Cat near him, but you manage to get them around the stomach and pull them back into your lap before they make the full jump.
Denied.
Yes. But there's the entire trip. There's just layers to be had.
Never thought there would be animal drama.
Yo, we had panda damage last session. There will be animal.
Pan damage.
Animal beef.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. D&D Beyond, you are our savior. So yeah, with that, we make the trip unless there's any interactions you on the ride over.
I look at Miriam and I'm like, do you also want pets? Is that weird to ask? I've never been an animal before. I don't know.
Lizzie's tail smacks you on the face as you ask that.
Hey.
They are now glaring at you like
I'm still petting Lizzie with my hand. I'm not letting go. I got two hands.
This form just takes up less space, so it only lasts for an hour.
Oh. Is that a no?
Yeah, telepathy, very good.
Yeah,
With
telepathy
being a
is
wild shape.
great for. Say that right the heck down.
I mean, I'm just picturing Arlo trying to do a surprise pet on Miriam right now.
I'm not gonna pet Miriam if Miriam's uncomfortable with it.
It is
He's
difficult. Best to ask. Consent is important. Yeah, so you all make the journey back to the city. Unloading from the carriage as you are able to sort of stretch. It was a short trip, but still, you guys were pretty tightly packed there.
My legs hurt.
In Philvander, to be sure. Right.
Yes, you are in Philvander proper.
Right.
Yeah,
Serena will sort of bend down to get out of the cart and take out the letter, looking for the elf around.
Oh yeah, the elf.
The elf you see easy enough. You find him at the gate to the east. You guys would have entered, but unloaded. He's where he said he'd be. He sees you approach. The lady bows
Yes.
to you.
Serena will sort of put her hand out
he also and
And she'll sort of awkwardly stand there, waiting for him to do something.
okay. He assumed you were going to hand him the letter that you made because that's why he's here. Your hand is empty, and he's just sort of like standing there, his hand outstretched, not sure what to do. You get the sense that as an adventurer, he's not very well versed in global and corporate. Doesn't know exactly what.
Oh wait, actually, never mind.
Oh, nothing. She'll sort of hand over the message.
Right, he'll take it. I will. Please.
Yes.
And he bows.
Before he leaves, Miriam will walk over as a cat and do that little stretch up on his leg and the knead with the claws on the inner thigh.
He shakes his leg and sort of like does that thing, not like kick to not hurt you, but sort of like, oh, go away.
And then he hears in his mind, I will be watching you.
Oh no.
Make me an intimidation check.
He just looks around. It's like, God, was that you?
Oh no, kitty.
11. Yeah. He stops and just stares at the cat, and all of you watch as like visible sweat just like appears on his forehead. He turns and he runs. Like, let's be honest, he rolled a 2, and he is scared the hell out by that
Oh, great.
by these eyes that are just always now on him. He is GTFO.
I,
Until he's out of sight and turn into Miriam.
you think he'll be okay?
I think it'll be fine. We're only having him watch.
Yeah, I guess we could sugarcoat it to that.
What do you mean?
It was just it was his mind playing his tricks. I don't want him to be too scared from that.
Oh well. People do what they do. It's not
Yeah.
my consideration.
Well, none of you heard anything. It was just in his mind that I said
Yeah, it's just in his head, to be fair.
True.
True. Yeah. But he was scared of the cat.
Yeah, you all just watched as Miriam walked over, stretched on him, stared at him, and then the guy turned around and fucked off. You guys have heard Miriam talk in your head, and she did it, especially on the ride over as a cat. So you're like, oh, Miriam said something.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I hope it's fine.
Yes. Let's make our way to head out.
All right.
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys might want to grab while in town? Anybody you might want to check in with? Specifically, you, Serena. Do you want to see if the blacksmith have some tinker tools or whatever?
I think I would want to wait until I get back home because I have my personal tools there.
All right. Yeah, easy enough.
Could I upgrade my dagger at the blacksmith?
You want to sell your dagger at the blacksmith? Yeah.
Upgrade.
Nah, upgrade it.
Upgrade.
There's not really that sort of thing in D&D.
Yeah, 5e. The only upgrades to weapons you can do is having them magically enchanted. Expensive. Not really.
Okay. No, I was just wondering. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Well, could I
suppose with just a single gold, I can buy herbs to make potions.
Do you want to buy some materials for potions?
Yeah, but I only have 1 gold and 9 silver. Don't think that's enough.
No, I think you need 25 gold worth of materials to make a single potion.
I
Yeah,
can't
so
be
I
using
thought-
druid.
No, unfortunately, it's an actual. Like, you could maybe on the travel see if you could like harvest some herbs and such, which is something you've done in the past in the forest. But it would be a high DC as you're going to areas types of herbs with.
Fair enough.
Something you can attempt.
Is there a trading possibility?
Depends on what you mean. Philvander again is a large farming town, but that is simply farming area. It is still in and of itself rural.
So you don't think I could trade my daggers for a different kind of stabby weapon?
Maybe depends. You can go to the blacksmith and find out what they have.
I could do that. I could do a little window shopping.
Yeah. While they handle, while you guys walk through town, you split off. Head to. So what exactly are you looking for? Dagger. You've got the 2 daggers. And what are you looking to purchase?
What do they have?
They've got some simple stuff. They have a couple daggers. Like there's some hand axes, light hammers, a couple sickles. There's a spear or 2 as well, probably used by the guards. Unfortunately, that's what they have. The rest of it would be higher end, like stuff. Mostly what they have is farming stuff for protection.
Like farming? Does that mean do they have a scythe? Maybe.
A scythe. It's not. Check.
There is a sickle.
Sickle is a small hand sickle, and it's simple.
So no scythe? Question mark.
No, they do not have one, or at least not one. Have to figure a way to.
There is a So there is a. The thing is that a scythe they found a homebrew thing, but it's like they're heavy, so a small creature can't wield them.
I think technically,
Hmm.
Sombra is like they're short, but they're like a dwarf. They're medium sized. What can you
I'm
send
small
me?
but strong.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and send me the link.
Sure.
Scene. I'll take a look at it and decide how to rule that home.
I think I'd pass on the blacksmith for now.
So it's a 2-handed weapon. It's heavy. So you relatively cheap. I need to check your stats because I think the problem with this is you're primarily a dex-based character.
Yeah, this would be strength based.
Yeah.
And also be 2-handed, so you wouldn't be able to hold a hand crossbow.
Yeah. So like, fortunately with this, yeah. So they have one of these, but trying to hold it, it's very awkward. Even a sickle. Sickles are, for some reason, those aren't finesse either. Weird, in my opinion.
And I think a sickle could work.
Sickle.
They're light, but they're not finesse.
Yeah, which is dumb in my opinion, but
Yeah, it's a sickle.
Big.
it's almost
a sickle.
A sickle is basically like a hand scythe, like a scythe that's a hand-sized, like one-handed, small. It's if you ever
Yeah,
seen
it's for
anime where
like
they're like
cutting.
they're cutting rice patties or whatever, that would be a sickle.
Mm,
Yeah, not very damaging
I,
though. It's about the same
Yeah.
as a
I,
dagger.
Besides daggers, the better stabby weapons are martial weapons. So
Yeah, which as a warlock you don't have efficiency with, but we
yeah,
can
that's fair.
work with something later once you, depending on what pact you choose at next.
Fair. Could I upgrade my armor? Question mark?
Not this
Arms.
early.
yeah,
Yeah, so you're wearing leather armor.
yeah.
So studded leather again is expensive, which would be the upgrade from your current armor. Is expensive,
Heck,
fortunately. You're low level, my friend. You're not doing much currently.
Low level and
yes.
broke.
Hey, low levels,
Yeah.
you don't have
Yeah.
a. You're not broke. You
I'm
technically are more rich than the common man. You're just not like adventurer wealthy,
Yeah. Studded
yeah.
leather is in the PHP is 45 gold, which is like I think all the money that our party has on them.
probably.
Combined, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay, buddy.
guess I'll.
Why? Why do you do this to me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'll pass on
Two
the
strikes again.
blacksmith.
Okay. Passing on the blacksmith.
Okay. So you all assembled. So you have the blue drop family carriage, which is currently carrying Olin in the driver's seat, Martin, Fleur, and Sirena in the actual carriage. You have Phoenix Rising, which holds uh, Lee, and then you have a separate carriage, which one of you could drive, though Miriam, you being able to speak to animals, less time with that, and would be able to fit Sombra, Arlo, Crash.
Yeah. I'll say that I'll cast Speak with Animals as a ritual to say, hey, I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
you can get that
driving.
done while Sombra peruses the blacksmith shop you're even at.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll drive the second carriage.
Okay. So you all assemble at carriages, and unless anyone wants to, are free. Ow, mother!
Oh, cat. Cat.
Yeah,
Sneak
Crash is
attack.
just keeping an eye on the carriages. Maybe doing some morning workout.
Got it.
I got
So
nothing.
this one, Crash, reminds you much more of the one that you rode from there. It is definitely cloth top, Oregon Trail style carriage, as opposed to all wood, hard topped that Sirena and
Ah, so I can't get on top of this one. Okay, I'll just sit
I
in it
mean,
then.
you've done that with the other one. Do it. It's got the wooden ribs that help keep the canvas up. You know, as long as you step lightly on those, you could. Again, you've done it before.
Yeah, I'll sit down this time. Seems there's a lot less people in it this time.
Yeah, definitely. I think currently the actual carriage itself is just you, Arlo, Sombra. So it's you and two small ones. Hey,
Oh, I'll have Izzy go in their cart so I can. If I hear something, I can look through their senses.
yeah, I think that works up to 100 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, carriage distance, probably about 70 or 80 feet away. So you're in range.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, wait. I think. Let me look at the spell. But I think the 100 feet range is for the telepathy and casting spells through them.
So there's a lot
I
of
can.
talk back and forth with that. I know with Critical Role, it was the telepathy was only 100 feet, and they ruled that the senses could be any distance.
Yeah.
Because that's it's sort of mentioned the same
Right. Yeah, it's the same
circumstances.
paragraph.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of different, but you get like Pact of the Chain warlocks who take a Eldritch invitation to give it so that they can do it anywhere.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Right. Yeah. And if that wasn't a thing, then this would have no range attached to it in
yeah,
the first place. Right. So it's within 100 feet. Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
At least that's my logic.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So with that, you all head off east to Eaglecoast. This is a well-traveled road, so it is properly paved. You guys aren't traveling on it.
Yay.
You Sombra remember through this.
Oh, wait, is there no wolf?
No, there will be no. Given the wide open fields and grasslands of this particular area, you are unlikely or hostile wildlife.
Okay, that's good. Last time was over. It was rough.
Hmm.
I will say that Miriam will keep an eye out for any of those herbs to make potions.
Okay. Go ahead and for the day, since you're probably just driving the carriage, you look perception check with disadvantage and specific details from a moving vehicle. Yeah, no. Six. Yeah, unfortunately, you're kind of like you basically told the horse what he needed to do in order to drive the carriage, but you're still having to correct using the reins every once in a while. But it is something you're not used to, so it's kind of taking a lot of your attention. Unfortunately, you don't see any herb.
All right. There goes my dream of early potions.
There's still time. It's several days travel to Eagle Coast. They're not as close as the map would have them appear. I still need to work on the scaling.
Yeah. Chat will try and Crash will try and chat is what I meant to say. Just make friendly conversation.
Yeah. You guys can do any chatting if you want. If there's nothing anyone wants to do, so
Hmm.
I'll give you a moment to contemplate and speak up.
Well, I got nothing. Just, I guess, look outside. Look at the sky or something. I don't know.
So Arlo, is this your is this furthest you've come from where you're from? I don't think I actually got around to that. Where are you from?
Where am I from? I wrote it in my notes. I wrote it in my notes. I know. I wrote it in my notes. I wrote it in my notes.
No.
I definitely wrote it in my notes. It's in my notes, but my notes didn't save, I don't think.
Oh no.
Oh, yes, it did. Yes, it did. Oh, well, actually, I'm from Icemire, so I think we're about as equally far.
All right. I forget when that one is, but hey.
On the map, it's
North.
basically the northernmost town, like the northwesternmost town.
Yeah, that was a Crash being like, oh, okay.
Yes, Crash.
Yeah. So anyway, we're sort of going I guess kind of towards where I'm from. I got sort of a land home and a home.
A home?
Yeah. Well, my family and they're like, we come from the sea.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah,
Well, that's
and
cool.
it was pretty fun though. It wasn't exactly for me. I don't know. I didn't find myself. I didn't find my place in Fulminate.
Would you be one of those sirens, legends or stories?
No, nothing quite like that. I'm a
No.
Triton. That's what we're called. But hey, if you want to hear me sing sometime, I'm sure only everyone in the carriage would object.
Well, if it fills the silence, I don't mind.
No,
Good or bad, I
Oh,
don't
we're about to
care.
do a 99 bottles on the wall situation.
Oh boy.
Are you gonna sing She Santi?
no, doesn't feel right without a crew. Well, I guess
No.
in a way, you're like my land crew I've surrounded myself with here. But even
I guess
so,
that
like,
makes
unless
sense.
everyone knows the words, it doesn't work. Like,
I get it. It's kind of weird for me too. Ever since my parents, it feels weird to be with other people.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry to hear about that.
No,
mm.
no, it's fine. I do have their necklace to at least remember them.
Hey, I got this cool orb from my mom. And he just pulls out his orb and holds it out.
I guess we're the same something.
I guess
Got
so.
your got the herb, got my necklace. It's a good way to remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say if Miriam knows, just for the heck of it, she'll be using Druidcraft to do seagull sounds around the carriage.
We'll check. I don't know that.
The third option, you can do the sound of a small animal.
Like, sounds like at first I'm like, that sounds like a minor illusion thing, but practice. But I trust you. So yeah. Go ahead and roll me a knowledge nature check. Unfortunately, I have to say disadvantage again because your area isn't the ocean. Okay, so 12. I'll say yeah. You mimic some passable seagull cawing. I have a thing. Traveling. Remember this time. I can do it.
Oh, right. I should probably do some of my homework.
I'll say
Homework.
maybe this is a little sound of home.
What you got there, Crash?
Oh, this sorry if I'm not as like Crash is as energetic as ever. I'm just struggling to get that
Shakes
energy
hand.
right now. But yeah, oh this? Yeah, I guess it's what I'm studying, I guess is the way to put it.
Oh, well, what are you studying? I like
Yeah, what's-
studying too. Maybe I could help.
Study's fun.
Oh, I'm learning what it means to be a giant. Like uh, my tutor, Keltbeard, he's like taught me how to fight and stuff, and he gave me this to like study and try and like I'm learning like giant, so I'm basically figuring out how to read this, and then through reading this, kind of learn more about how like what it means to be a giant and like their ways of thinking, and like if I know, basically I want to learn how to use their strength, and to do so I've kind of got to try and like understand them on like a like
Are
to
you
the point I don't need to think about it, you know.
so? Would you like to separate the kind of strength with combat use and normal use? Mm,
I guess yes. Um,
well, if it's with the combat, I could help you with that one.
oh, don't worry, I got combat down. Um, it's just the Hellbeard wanted me to make sure that like I've read and understood this by the time I get back to port, and it's taking me some time.
I see.
Thanks though.
I mean, you can never learn too much of the combat, though. I don't think you. Have you ever went against a small, nimble person before?
Uh,
Probably would have.
uh
You had a couple scrappers. Gosh. And you, being who you are, would have dragged them training. But just some exercise.
like yeah, but that was kind of like before I like started learning like how to fight properly. Like back when I was just kind of winging it.
Oh, I see.
I've learned a lot since then, and
Well, nothing wrong to learn about it now, or at least be more familiar with it. Plus, I also plan to be a bit stronger as well due to my uh, unreasonably small size.
all right. Well, I guess next time we have to stop for the night. We can do that.
Oh, well, I'd be glad to do it.
Are you sure? Did you see how I punched that elf?
Well, I weakened the elf for you. So, I, I don't mind it.
Shots fired.
All right.
It's true.
Seems like you and I are studying very different things, but maybe you could teach me how to fight sometime.
Well, you do know a lot of
There's like little
elf.
fists in the air, like,
Crash holds out a fist for a fist bump. Like,
yeah, bump it.
Lizzie sort of like reaches her hands up.
Oh, sorry, here, and I go back to petting.
oh, by the way, the homework is on a plank of wood.
Okay.
You all
And
see
it's like
yeah, go ahead.
it's basically a plank of well, what would be like an old bit of a ship's hull.
Oh,
With carved words in giant on it, and there's like space where I've got to try and like etch it out like myself, but like from understanding it, not just copying it.
Like decoding it?
No, just learning.
Oh,
Like you see, some of them are like half done, and then like scratched out, and then like
Go ahead. Intelligence check. Arlo, do you want to like study with Crash? Since offered.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Make it with advantage.
but I also?
And yeah, think about it. 14.
Alright.
Oh well, it's a history, but I'll the same modifier.
yeah, that is
Oh,
my
okay.
intelligence check. Is this -2?
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
intelligence.
it wasn't an intelligence check for you, Arlo, or you.
Oh.
You were basically sort of like sitting there like a study buddy and helping Crash to give them advantage on the check.
Gotcha. We're gonna make flashcards later.
Yeah,
Do they even
I look at
know the
that.
language though?
they don't. But
That,
by
and how
you,
would they help?
so it's more of like you're pointing at the word and being like, oh, this is what like your crude understanding of it, like, okay, this is what this should be. Like as you're puzzling out, they're like they're helping you puzzle out, like tossing theories, like this, maybe it's like that, sort of like bouncing ideas off of. Talking with someone to getting their input, as opposed to just like being talking to the void. So on a 14, you actually start to understand some of the words. And if you recall, this was about frost giants.
Yes. What it means to be a frost giant.
So with frost giants are known for hardiness due to being in the icy wilds, and so they're just like so Arlo actually is able to help a little more with this because of the fact that they come from a place that is very cold, and it's like, oh yeah, it gets real rough, and they got to be pretty hardy to just walk around and stuff like that. So an essence of a frost giant is meant for almost like mountain man hardiness and away with nature that you have a way with like the ocean life and such, but this would be more in line with land, nature, and that kind of thing. And you get that's kind of what a rough, like, okay, oh, so they're real hardy, they're tough, yeah, tough people. You can relate to that.
Real tough. Yeah, I'm tough. Easy
would
tough for them.
Would I get an advantage since I'm familiar with the frost stuff?
No, I'm learning stuff. You're just helping me learn stuff.
You're familiar with frost.
Cause I'm basically like a ice dragon.
No, you're not an ice dragon.
Or not ice. I'm familiar with.
So you're from the mountain near Clay Barrow, Scarwich Peak. Down, so this mountain there. But no, you assist. You pitch in some ideas with Arlo. Yeah, this or giants and dragons have always sort of had a bad relationship. Though there have been some instances in history of them coming together to fight evils, such. So you know a little bit about giants, mostly trash talk you've heard from Ilres.
Alright.
But that's more giants in general than frost giants in specific.
Okay.
My cord. Let go of it.
Alright, so...
Yeah, with the 14, you begin to get some basic understanding of the work that was assigned.
They're real hardy people. Being able to, like, survive in the really cold places. Like they were just in like walking through a field. And they know the land really well. Like they can find food where like stuff's frozen and it doesn't look like there's much food. But they can find it. They know their ways. They're tough and resourceful. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, thanks, you two.
Yeah, that's any way to help.
Sure thing.
Well, my head's starting to hurt, so I think that's enough of that for now. Hey, can I pet Lizzie? I see everyone, well, not everyone, you mostly, Arlo, but I haven't had a chance yet.
I mean, I'll try and like gently shuffle her to the side a little bit, see if she wants to go over there.
Lizzie is always ready for pets. She is like very much the adore me energy. All of you give me your adoration.
Fantastic.
I am your god.
Yeah, it's a little bit of face and self-centeredness.
Yeah, just a little. With that, we're actually going to cut over to Serena. Is there anything specifically you talk to your brother? Floor is present in the carriage and he's spoken to in front, so the little wooden that float off that.
I guess I'm not really curious about anything, but like except for like if I don't know what the exact time frame was, but if her father would have returned to Eaglecoast yet.
Her father? Oh, right, because he went to the capital.
Yeah.
So time-wise, it's a little more of a trip. He's not going through the forest. He's basically going hard left and go east in the capital.
Or west, you mean?
West, yes. I always get those. For some reason, I always get those mixed up.
Yeah, they're one letter off. It's fair.
Entirely worlds apart. So if you go far enough west, you'll eventually end up.
Yeah, true.
Those round planet theorists out there. In D&D, my planes can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more of a journey to get to Tergoria because of the need to can't take a direct, just straight line there. As well as you don't know exactly what his business was or how long it would take. So,
right.
Guess is as good as his. Certain sister found like business was important. Had to go directly to the king, but
true enough. Yes, it's not uncommon for him to be away for some time anyway. Not just wondering if I'll be having to deal with him without Mother there. Or with Mother there, not him.
Well, you've yet to take available those out. Okay.
About which? What?
Well, you haven't filled in Martin about what to speak to, like about the whole thing with Prestells.
Oh yes, right.
And again, you guys were trying to keep your whole area a secret, so you basically neglected to fill him in a lot of stuff. For him, it's just, hey, I'm going home, and these are some friends I'm taking with.
Right. Okay. I'll fill him in on stuff then. Well, there is a certain quest which we became privy to, as when we came to the cemetery, there was a powerful necromancer that created ghouls and stole a certain seal from the cemetery, which apparently was placed on, let me get the name, Istris, the goddess of insanity and corruption.
Oh. He narrows his eyes at them and is in and speaks in a hushed tone. Zeal. Mistress. Sounds dire, sister.
Yes, it's a very strange situation that it would be a bunch of, well, lower people and than me and Lee who aren't very powerful adventurers or well known or well known. She sort of flips her ear. It's an odd circumstance.
Saying that you two fight a god. Some evil taken a seal. It's the skull. Sister. Offense to your magical. Must be.
Yes, I've put that that thought has come through my head. It's mathematically impossible for us to defeat such an enemy, but it's she sort of runs some numbers. If we, well, there is a certain thing that might help a lot with this, and that is the boon of Tyseria.
He leans back to Tyseria. Many a soldier and knight within our kingdom seek it.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, Flor Olin, if I can ask your secrecy on this.
of course, Millie. Oh, well,
We were visited by Tyseria at the cemetery, and they gave us their boon.
So there is a sharp jerk of the carriage near you as you're driving, because you're kind of like following them since they know where they're going. You watch as their carriage like swerves for a moment before righting itself. Inside, as Olin is taken off, surprised by that just bombshell you dropped on him. Flora gasps and put a hand over her mouth while your brother is just like slack-jawed, wide-eyed, looking at you. Because they know that
it's
you're
always
not.
funny to see your
You're one for.
reactions.
They know you're one for pranks, but you're not one to treat something like this lightly. Hey, what up, Slide?
Yeah, while they're shocked, I'll continue talking. I admit I was curious how it would affect me in particular. As you know, I'm not exactly regular.
Oh shit.
But it seems it happened just as the boon says it would.
Oh, that's remarkable. If you truly bear such a boon, this area certainly favors you.
Hmm. Yes. And just as they favored father, it seems. In that when they found the ruins.
ruins. Because of luck. Father's power. It's more.
Yes.
I feel it's more the blessing. Do this specific thing.
Specifics.
I feel this is more the blessing of Serena, able to understand and make use of that granted tight, rather than luck to actually find it in the first place.
There's always forces working in all directions. It's something that magic seems to give you a perspective on. What time would it be by now?
You guys are traveling a bit. What's going on? It's been going a few hours and adding and going. Say you left pretty early. Probably getting on 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right. It is getting a little later. Olin, how quickly do you think we can take this road back to Eaglecoast?
Well, my lady, depending on how long the horses take us roughly days or so, be able to cut that into 3, push into the night, put the horses to their limits.
If you're willing to do that, I would ask you of that. Though, if we hurry, we may be able to catch if they are headed to Eaglecoast, we may be able to catch this blood moon. Though, I'm not sure of such a thing.
Very good. I'll do my best. He snaps the reins, and the horses start to pick up the pace a little.
I will say aloud to the group in my part. They seem to be picking up speed.
Picking up speed.
Yes, seems we are.
Yeah, should we hang on or?
Yeah, I should be fine. I mean, just make sure we don't get left behind.
Fair. Yeah, just be able to catch up, you know? Catch up. I'm hungry.
Yeah. So you guys off. I'll say, given that it'll be 3 days, and you'll
Maybe we
probably
get lucky.
3 days? Oh, heck.
Yeah, so you guys will be on the road for about 3 days to travel. Since you'll be arriving on the evening of the 3rd day, I'll say, for that, Mira, make 2 survival checks in an attempt to find herbs necessary to craft healing. Be straight rolls. You're not on a moving vehicle and actually take your time and scout around the area.
Okay, so I'll just make it do a double roll.
Yeah, that's
Hey, maybe get lucky. Maybe break a wheel or something. We better catch up.
Anyone who
that'd be
wants
unfortunate.
to make a perception check, you, Arlo, are aware of the vehicle they traveled on. So
Gotcha.
you can basically look around and try to see if you can spot blood moon. This will just be an overarching perception.
Gotcha. Well,
Can I do a perception?
Well, I saw it as I came into town, so I get to make one, right?
Yes, all of you can make that. You'd
Ah,
have been
okay.
like, oh, because you guys were given the description of his disguise and such, so you guys can sort of like watch the road to see if you notice them.
Could I do a perception check on berries
Berries?
for food? Yeah, I'm looking for
That would be
food.
survival check. To forage
All
food.
right. So survival. That
Yes.
a star. Huh?
Yeah. The survival check is the
Okay.
last one on the skill list. Double 12s. So unfortunately, Mirim. Alright, so 12. 12 to find some berries. Yeah, you get some food, not a whole lot, enough for like a snack, but it wouldn't count as like a full meal.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
I can read
Mirim,
it.
again, this is not an area you're used to. Uh, and even the herbs you have back home are ones that you carefully cultivate. Uh, so unfortunately, you don't find anything that is used enough that you feel would be necessary and to act as a healing. Uh,
Yeah.
I will say if you want, you can also, since you have speak with animals when you break for the evening, like you guys go pretty far, but eventually it's to the point where you guys have to stop for a night's rest, or otherwise you're running the basically around, and that would actually delay your travel more, speed it up. So during the night, make any sort of is there any way you want to sort of like help the horses make it so they're not, because they are, especially with your speaks with animals, the words you get from them are tired. If basically they are being put their normal task.
How many horses are?
There are two. There's one on your cart and then one for the carriage.
I'd say.
Three horses actually, because you have Phoenix Rising as well.
Would a good berry help them out?
Yeah, it's healing energy on top of being food. Good berry could absolutely assist.
Yeah.
I
So
bet.
I'd
Can I
create
share
some
berries?
berries and give them a good berry.
Yeah, so you cast the spell, coming up with 10 good berries that you could give one to each of the horses. Easy, easy. So
I
there's
thought
some good
maybe
berries.
cure wounds, but it's like if we get attacked during the night, I'll have no spells.
It'll be fine.
You've got cantrips, right?
Yeah,
I got my magic walking stick.
yeah. Of course, you've also got your Fey Touch spells, right?
Yeah, but those are more utility than damage.
Right.
I get what you
Misty
automatic.
step and detect evil and good.
Yeah, Misty Step
Right.
is basic.
Yeah.
Alright. With that, you guys, there's not too much that happens during the evenings. Again, this is a well-traveled road. There are basic inns that you guys are able to stay at, and with the authority of the Drop family, you do not need to pay for any lodging or tabling. Again, there are times where
Yay,
this.
privileges.
Yeah,
Hey,
privileges.
the bonuses of being with the noble house that rules over this territory.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But privileges.
Yeah.
So, on the evening of the third day, as the sun is beginning to set, it's about 7 or 8 o'clock. And unfortunately, none of you are able to catch any sign of blood moon in any sort of disguise. You saw some carriages on the way, and you were immediately perked up. But especially one that was of a similar type to what you saw Blood Moon with, a open-topped carriage with barrels and boxes. But on looking, it was actually a male and female couple. They look like they're traveling merchants, just transporting goods.
I'll move along.
But you arrive close to sunset of the third day into Eaglecoast, bypassing the town proper to arrive at the sprawling estate of the Blue Drum.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Okay, now that we're in town, if they do feel tired, I will do a little bit of healing. But,
They're tired, but you've now arrived at a place where people properly take care of them. So you figure it's probably best to leave. Feel like expending the spell. Yeah.
And I thought that. I mean, that was a big house by the lake, but look at all this.
It's quite a sight, isn't it?
This
Yeah.
I have no words.
What's it look like?
Uh, I don't like a description.
I can handle that because
okay,
this estate would
okay.
have been gifted to you.
Right, it would have been from the
it-
previous family,
yes.
yeah.
So this estate is a sprawling. Eaglecoast is named such because it is one of the port towns. In that but it's not really a port in and of itself. It just sort of borders the ocean because Port Winnifare sort of handles the port activities this side of the peninsula. But it does border the sheer cliffs of this section. It is a sprawling estate that backs up against the cliff, um, safely able to do so due to magics that would prevent any sort of erosion and being crumbled into the sea. There is a large tower, um, square in the, shape with the standard points up to it. You know that wasn't there when family acquired the estate, but it's something that your mother uh, built through magic as her own private. Uh, is something you've been into as you've been instructed in magic. The estate
Right.
itself that it spreads from is a 4-story area that also has a basement. There are 2 wings, with the tower being on attached to the left northern wing. The central area, contains a lot more of the public spaces, uh, being the ballroom, a sort of large grand dining hall, which is used when guests are hosted. The southern wing is where the sort of public guest rooms are being, with the family wings being in the area. The entire estate is made from a quarried gray stone, but the glass is done in several panes with large circular stained glass having the family crest of the drops, sort of about what would be the equivalent of the 3rd story um, above the main door.
Mm.
Then, of course, there are stables to sort of what would be the northwestern plot of this land. The training are that you and your brother, of course, often use southern sort of area.
How many people live here?
Oh, just Serena sort of counts on her fingers. Family's 6, and then 4 servants. About 11 people, I would say, or a few more.
You have a bit over
Uh,
a dozen. You have, of course, the stable staff who do
Right.
live in the house proper. You have the chefs, the gardener.
Right. And the other tutors besides the main tutor.
Yes, you have of course, the guards as well. On
Right.
you have probably closer to about approaching 20, but not quite 2 dozen.
Right. Several people live here. It's quite a large estate.
Might have found.
What do you do with all that space?
This,
You know what? I'm probably gonna see firsthand. I should just stop asking questions.
yeah, whatever. Let's go ahead.
Maybe. Oh, the dinner will be so rowdy. Well, if father was here. Mother. Oh well. Anyway,
Are
let's
your
go.
parents here? Both your parents? Or
Well, my father was sent on. Had to go on business to the capital.
So,
Though he left before us, he will not be returning for some time, a few days at least. My mother would be here. She watches over the estate in his absence.
I see.
Though it is fortunate that she's here because that's why we're here. First of all, for me,
Sorry, one more question. What is that putting up with the big tower? Really?
that's something of my mother's design. She created that with her magic.
What? Now I see where the talent comes from. Now I see where the talent come from.
Oh, that's flattering.
Wait, so she just makes hand gestures like, and boop, tower.
Yes, basically. There are some spells that can do that sort of a thing.
That's amazing.
I'm not that experienced yet, but I
Hey,
will
you're
be
still
in
pretty
time.
amazing, though. I gotta say.
I mean,
Oh.
you are the daughter of Herd, so you could probably do something much greater in the future.
Oh well. Perhaps. She sort of maintains a sort of humble, uncharacteristically humble response to that.
I see.
Well, first of all, I shall have to find my siblings to deliver their gifts. The Flora and Olin can show you to guest chambers.
Oh, cool.
Of course. See them housed southern east. The horses and carts are taken to stables as all basically get your stuff head toward the proper entrance state. So you want to go find your sibling.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can find Emma and Nat around.
Yeah, easy enough. Given this time of day, with how late it is, the family would probably actually, yeah, either just like in the middle of or just finished up dinner. So, getting to the family dining hall, best way to find.
All right, I'll make my way there.
Can we like say hi before we go and start putting our stuff in rooms?
Yeah, I was gonna. Can we go greet everybody?
I don't know. It's their house, like you know.
Olin, say, you can give your respects to Lady after sign your courtesy of the miss. Let the family have private time. They will come to speak.
Hey,
Oh,
cool. Thank you.
very well. All right.
I just don't want to, this is all new to me, so I don't want to be bumbling about.
Olin
Just-
nods and says, "Your attempts are willing."
Yeah, just don't want to be rude on the intrusion.
Lee.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, stay in your room until you're called. Probably the best bet.
I don't know about that. I'm all about the cold.
I'd stay in place. He just follows to this room.
Yes. So you are all assigned rooms. So while the house faces the sea, while Olin is showing you to the rooms, Crash Floor very deliberately sort of intercepts and shows you to another room, one that faces away from the actual ground state. From here, you can see the training field and guards tracks.
Oh. Ah, nice. Wait. Look at all those dummies. They got their own, army or something? Well, I guess they would have to have their own guards for a place this big. But thanks, Fleur. Where's Miriam's room? I need to put this trunk down, and
Yep.
I don't want to scratch anything with it.
Miriam is a couple doors down across the hall. She actually has a view of the ocean. But as you sort of pass by and head towards Miriam's room, you see once again the narrowed-eyed stare of Floor as once again revenge has failed.
But no, she was asking Fleur to show to Miriam's room because
Yeah, she shows
yeah.
you, but you definitely get that look of
Well, no, she goes back to her own room afterwards. She just
yeah,
sets the trunk
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
foiled
Well,
again.
it's just your happy-go-luckiness of like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, the
Even
idea
if you're
was
not looking
like
at the
she
ocean.
likes the ocean, I will give her the view furthest away from the ocean. But you were like, oh, this is nice, and she's like, foiled again.
I mean,
Um,
it could literally be looking at where they muck out the stables, but the rooms in this place are going to be amazing, and just it doesn't matter.
They are really plush. Like the villa that you guys stayed in Philvander was nice. This is like next level. Like the villa was like 3.5-star hotel. This is full 5-star freaking affair.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Um, so is there anything? So you guys all getting settled? Anything you want to do? Or are you just gonna stay in the room, hang out?
Are all the rooms this nice? She asks Fleur, directly.
The guests, of course, entertain a certain level of comfort and respect as dedicated to the visiting this house. Anything less would be an insult.
Wait, hold on. You said guests. I mean, do you have rooms here?
Of course, the servants have here. How else would we?
Well, I hope they're just as nice as this one. You can't just be really nice to your guests and not treat those people that do so much for you, just as well.
My quarters are serviceable for my need. I won't.
Well, so long as you're happy with them. You gotta treat those people right.
They're definitely not as nice as rooms. But
I think that was an out of character comment.
yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. Yeah, that is above board. The servants' rooms are
Yeah.
not nearly as nice as guest rooms here. Is everyone else just gonna chill in their room? Actually, Serena, would you have left Lizzie with Arlo, or would you have taken as you
Oh,
decorate your bed?
Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna roll a D100 to see how they feel if they want more pets. I'll say, Red. How about you pick low or high for if they want more pets?
Hi.
Okay. Okay. I'll take.
They've had 3 days of pets. They're in a bit of a state of bliss at this point.
Yeah. I'll take Lizzie. Sort of following behind me.
Yeah, they plod along, trotting happily. Unless anyone do in their rooms or interacting with staff arriving here at the mansion, you guys are just currently in your rooms till time as you are sent for to ready. Are you all that?
Um,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to sit in a chair. I'm gonna avoid the bed because Crash is looking at like if I lay down on you, I'm not getting up. I can already tell just by looking at you. So I'm just gonna sit in this chair
It is a
until it's time to go sleep.
soft chair, very plush. Got the padded seating. Like you sink into it, and it sort of startles you for a moment.
Oh,
You're used to hardwood.
damn it!
the chair is as comfy as the bed.
I mean, you've slept in hammocks on a rocking ship. You could fall asleep in this chair.
Nope, I can't do that. Uh, push-ups. Yeah, push-ups. I get out of the chair and I start doing push-ups.
Can I jump on
Wonderful.
my bed?
Can you what, Sombra?
Can I jump on my bed for fun?
Yeah, sure. You get onto the bed and you start jumping on it. It's very nice and soft and springy. Um,
Whee!
just for fun, roll me a dex check.
Oh wait, I have a feeling I'm gonna fall off the bed.
You're fine.
Acrobatics.
Dex save, acrobatics, basic roll for
Yeah.
18. Yeah, you jump around. Fun, you're good. Boing,
Do a
boing,
couple
boing.
flips.
You get high enough at one point to like sort of touch the ceiling.
Woo! Wait, do they have the popcorn ceilings?
No, they do not.
Dang.
They're like high vaulted,
Ooh. Okay.
very, very nice house.
Well, I'll just be bouncing and doing flips and such.
Yeah, within 18 acrobatics, you can easily do it and such. Arlo, is there anything you're just chilling?
I'm just chilling, but I'm kind of wondering about like the room situation, like how close I am to Summer. If there's any chance I maybe hear the bed creaking, like just the sounds of someone jumping on the bed.
High or low?
Hi.
Unfortunately, you're kind of like across. So Samra got one of the western-facing windows, and you're actually near Miram. So you on the east side facing the ocean, so you do not hear.
All right, no pillow fight today. Arlo is just like marveling at how soft these sheets are right now, and just like kind of rolling around in the bed.
Excellent.
I don't know if I should take the blame for that.
No, it's fine.
Oh.
No,
There's no blame to be
man.
had.
I'll get you someday.
Someday.
I just want to
Yeah.
do flips.
Oh no, is there another Pillow King gonna happen?
Okay. Wazuk is currently the reigning king.
Pillow
Buren,
Prince, then.
your trunk has been placed with you, and you're sort of facing the sea. Anything you want to do, or are you just chilling and vibing?
Pretty much just meditating because you can't make any potions or healing salves. which is what she usually does to occupy herself.
Yeah, it's definitely being not in a natural area that you're used to. Definitely putting you off. You're out of your element. Lee, are you just maintaining etiquette, uh, staying in the room?
Yeah, so he's just staying in the room and he's kind of, taking everything in, preening himself, fixing his hair.
Make me a charisma check as you sort of like
Oh,
set yourself up. Brush
okay.
yourself off. What? 13. 13's not bad. I forget. Do you have like prestidigitation? Any cantrips?
I don't have any cantrips like that.
I'm just trying to remember what cantrip, because I know. Yeah, if you don't have prestidigitation, that's fine.
I mean, my cantrips are create bonfire and lightning lure, so.
Hey, that's fine. That is completely fine.
I'm sure they're all on sweet.
All right. Yeah. So you just with a 13, you're used to like being able to like gussing yourself up, being a noble, and having those expectations of being presentable. You're able to you pull off your hat, run your fingers through your hair, make it look nice, and set your clothes straight, sort of brush off some of the dust from traveling. Easy enough.
Yeah. Might even change into a whole new set.
Yeah, you can do
Just
that.
start
Easy.
fresh.
Just get fresh, because you remember whose house you are currently in.
Yep.
Oh wait, I should probably do the same. I mean, do they have bats here?
Yes, baths are available.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get refreshed.
Go take a nice. You bounce on the bed, and there's a small attached bath area with a nice tub. And normally, fantasy settings, you'd have to call for a servant to bring hot water, but you have a wizard lives inside this mansion, specializes in water magic. You are good. You have basically modern day plumbing in the form of these
Um,
crystals. It is
I'll
awesome.
go. My good sir, I would like some good water.
Have
Something.
have the most excellent of water. Uh, Basically, you have this blue crystal and this red crystal that you twist, just like your standard bathtub.
Uh-huh.
Ah.
Oh, I imagine just the
Mm.
double like, what the heck is this? And then just
Yeah,
you
you're
just
like,
start prodding,
yeah,
poking.
you're
Oh,
messing
water!
with it. Make me an
Yeah,
intelligence
sort of.
check,
Yeah.
Sombra, just for funsies.
Intelligence?
Yeah,
Okay.
intelligence check. 13. Yeah, you poke and prod at the nods. Like, you're in the bathtub. You know what those look like. You've used them in Tergoria. You're like, okay, what? And you twist
Well,
the red knob, and some hot water comes out and sort of hits you in the face before you shut it off.
ugh,
But
so
you've
that's what it does.
yeah.
Well, time for a good relaxation. Whoosh.
All right, and
Yeah.
with that, you all sort of rest and wait within your respective rooms. Serena, you walk. Flora and Olin headed off, but the other maid, name you,
I can.
Ingrid,
Yep.
follows along behind you and at the and has the gifts for your siblings with as she carries them along.
Hello, Ingrid. Are my siblings well?
There you go, lady. They've They've had a good piece. Proceeding very well in their studies. Though your sister is a bit reckless and wild. Taking.
I'll have a talk with her.
Well, sneaking off from her lessons, girl needs to learn etiquette. She just has no where to stay still.
Reminds me of my father.
I wish the master would not encourage such behavior. Huh? Ingrid's a bit older, Flora being younger, maybe only a little. Ingrid is definitely later 40s. Very much the old, wizened, head maid.
Gotcha. Right.
You enter the dining hall, and you do see indeed that dinner has been sort of cleaned up, so there isn't anything left. Emma's sort of sitting there, sort of just playing with a bit of dessert that she has. Your brother is at the table, just engrossed in some sort of like tinkering project that he's working on, while your mother sips some after dinner tea.
Hello. She'll sort of give a sort of courteous wave, and while she walks in.
Your brother Net is just staring down at the project, and that has his whole focus. Your sister Emma looks over as she sees you, says, "Sira," and
Serena.
she gives you, she calls you Sira.
Oh, okay, let's do that. Yeah, that's
Seer,
fine.
look, it's a nickname because she does it because it annoys you.
Okay.
Basically, because it's not your proper name.
Yeah.
Okay, the
It's
names are
fine.
very similar.
I know, it's alright.
So she jumps, and actually, as she jumps out and rushes towards you, we're going to pause there as we're at our break time. Have this lovely family interaction when we get back. So anyone who wants to go ahead and use the restroom, grab some snacks, get some water, we'll be back here in 10 minutes. Don't change the channel, chat. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone. So we return once more to the world of Valzilorne. Serena has just entered the dining hall, and her sister has leapt up, butchering her sister's name in an attempt at teenage rebellion, and runs over to you despite that and gives you a hug. Your mother looks up from her tea. Ah, good evening, dear. I see you returned. Where is young Martin, by the way?
He should be behind me, if I'm not mistaken.
He actually split off from you when you entered the house. It looked like he was probably headed to his private room.
Okay. It seems he's headed to his chambers.
Well, I will be sure to pay him a visit. Tell me, how did things go at the festival?
Well, his speech went over fine. The festival was briefly attacked by some undead, which was a surprise. But they were dispatched.
That sounds harrowing.
Yes. However, there were some powerful people there who could defend the townsfolk. I took it upon myself to invite them here to as a reward, I suppose, or as a I don't know, token of friendship.
I see. Well, she sets down her tea with a little clink and sort of stands up, sweeping her. Your mother has a very unique sense of dress in that she has like it up top. It looks like the standard wizarding robes, but it sort of melds down into like a half dress sweeping type deal. That is, she is a fashion statement all of her own.
Awesome. Speaking of things, a sibling of mine, relevant to a sibling of mine, Ingrid, I have some gifts which I've given to her to distribute.
Really?
Yes. Emma, as promised, I acquired some sugar cubes, which you can give to your horses.
Oh, thank you. Ingrid holds out the small. It was placed into a jar rather than a pouch, so they've mostly remained survived as they were designed for this kind of like for travel and such. So they're not all crushed and just actual sugar at this point.
Don't spend them all in one. Well, that would be coins. Don't feed them all to one horse.
Oh, and she gives you another hug before rushing off with the jar.
And Ned will sort of raise her voice to try to get his attention.
He pushes up some glasses he's got. Sister, you're back. You should have said something when you came in.
I did. I
Oh.
see you're still working on your tinkering. It's very
Yes.
very well done.
You see what he's got in front of him. Last time he showed you that ball. This time it's more of a cube. So it's probably something different.
For you, I acquired something that surprised me. There was an elven smith who had built this chess set, and she'll pull it out. It's the metal and locking pieces and everything.
It is a very fine set of dragon chess. The metal itself is incredibly detailed and brushed to a shine, and the ingenuity of the locking mechanism is to ensure that things don't get jostled around. Because you ever bump a table and have the pieces fall over, and it's like, oh shit, where did these pieces go? It's a pain in the butt. Um, so showing him how that works, and he's definitely set his tools and his project aside to look at the intricacies of this. And yes, they some cheating as well as can't move parts with sound. He said a rural smith came up with this. Surprised some hillbilly who works on farm tools. They intelligence to come up with
Oh,
capital
oh
city.
no. Ned, no need to be. I think this should, instead of. I think this should lean your perceptions towards. Perhaps there are some more brilliant people in that part of the world.
They are indeed brilliant, but sitting in essentially the middle of nowhere when they're much better use than the cat. Each their own, I guess.
I'm certain they're exactly where they want to be. And
he rolls his
I'm
eyes at that.
Well, I'm not very good at this game, but we'll have to play it to see how you like it.
He smirks at that as if you've ever beaten me, sister.
I'm not quite so good at things that don't require trickery, and she'll sort of minor illusion as sort of like a puff of smoke.
Do you make a sound effect with it, or just the puff, like smoke?
Just the puff of smoke, yeah.
Okay. You have the improved minor illusion.
Yeah, I can do both, yeah.
Okay. So your brother is now interested in the board. Your sister has run off, and Mariette has to be shown to you. Yes, as since basically with the way you taught, they seem more important. She's more likely, more inclined to go to them than summon them to her.
Right. Lizzie will also sort of be crawling around.
Is this young? Mr. Deku? I just realized.
Oh, he went to get food, it seems.
Oh, yeah.
This is Lizzie. She's my familiar.
Self a proper familiar. Finally. She sort of like tucks the dress in, sort of like kneels down, look at Lizzie, who just sort of like does that panda thing where they stand up and it's like, this. And your mother whistles and holds out her arm, and a large snowy owl descends from the rafters, fluttering silently and on your outstretched arm. The owl, being paired tightly with House Rustel. Well,
right.
Thelonious, thank you, my daughters. The owl cocks its head, going like a little over a 90-degree angle as it looks left and right at at Lizzie. How do you think Lizzie's handling this strange new creature in front of her and the way its neck is turning?
Well, at least they're curious with each other.
Lizzie, like, at first tries to follow, like, make her head move, but it doesn't like that fall, so she falls over. It's like,
Oh,
thump, then scrambles to stand back up, like, yeah, that was fine. You saw nothing.
Yeah.
Well, Thelonious alights and actually lands on the back of a chair to sort of like watch over. Please show me to your friends.
Yes, I will. I'll lead her there.
You head off, and you notice Ingrid had already left. So, cut to the rest of you. You are all sitting in your rooms. Get a slight knock at each of your doors, and you hear a new voice for all of you, an older female voice saying, "The lady of the house is approaching. Please be presentable and come to the hall."
Oh. Crap. Is there is there a place I can quickly wash a little bit here?
Fortunately, I feel she basically knocked, said that, and sort of moved on to the next room. Look around. There's another door that's off to the side, not the one that you entered from. Opening it up, you do see like a bathroom.
I have no idea what this is.
Yeah, definitely not something you're used to at all.
There's a bowl of water and a big bathtub. Like I recognize the bathtub, but I'm like, where's the water? And I guess like a sink, and I'm like, where's the water? Well, there's water in this bowl.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I just realized.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Do you poke around and investigate the sink and the tub, or do you just go straight for the?
Yeah, I'm like, because I'm sure I've been places where you got like pull the single like crank, and then suddenly it would just pour water in.
You've
But
seen hand pumps in a village before. Nothing. But
yeah,
again, most times you call for a bath. They basically bring you a basin of water to wash with. You haven't
that-
stayed in a place that's as
I
opulent
would
enough showers
investigate.
and investment. 16. That's pretty good for you. Yeah, you were like, and bowl has water, but these should have water, and you're poking around, and you're like, okay, wait, the mother made magic finger things and erected a whole tower. What are these shiny objects here? And you twist the knobs, and uh you want also just like Sombra get a face full of water, just psh.
I feel like I don't even actually like on purpose turn them. I'm like pretending to do the magic hands thing, and I end up just catching one of them and turning
Yeah,
it on.
you wiggle your fingers and thrust your hands out, and it bumps one of the knobs and causes it to twist with that motion, and just psh.
Yeah. Okay.
Guess what? You're a wizard.
Ah, okay. Water. Ha. And no water. Water. No water. Like her fingers just like between two of the bits of the taps and just going, eh, eh. But then she catches herself and she just has to quickly wash, like, because of course she's basically been working out the entire time. Push ups, sit ups, she's sweaty. She's like,
Yeah.
wash, 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 wash.
Take some time. You like, okay, no, focus. Wash yourself. Clean yourself up.
I like I take my like tie out of my hair and like flick it out, quickly like just brush through it with my nails, and then like throw it back up again and get it kind of up there. Like it's like down to the backs of my thighs once I let it down, kind of almost like a fin moment, like
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a
Fin the
charisma
human.
check, just for funsies.
See if I
See how well you make yourself presentable.
Oh dear.
Hey, it's fine. Your hair, and you get that all nice and clean, and you go out into the hallway and remember, oh right, I was working out in these clothes. They're sweaty too. But you're already out in the hall at this point, and you can see Sirena and what you assume to be her mother approach. All right, how's Miram? You get the knock on the door and are told that the lady of the house is approaching, and to make yourself presentable in the hall.
I will just get up, do a little bit of druidcraft to create a couple of bluebells on my staff, and walk out. That's
Right,
about
easy
all.
enough. No charisma check necessary because you're not really doing anything with your appearance. Easy peasy. Arlo, you get the knock message.
Oh, I'll be out in a sec. He just like turns around and like kind of like smooths tries to like push his bangs back a little bit and then just walks outside.
Oh,
Yeah,
He's adorable. He doesn't need to do much.
yeah, adorable
True.
little boy. Sombra, I think, is still missing a moment. Lee, you get the knock of Marriott Restel Blue Drop's arrival, imminent arrival.
he was like, looks in the mirror one last time, takes off his hat, puts it back on, takes it off, puts it back on. And he's just like scrambling around, dabs some cologne on, and then he just like breathes and steps out.
Step out into step into the hallway. Sombra, we'll get to them. I'll say they're in the bath and so didn't hear the message for now, and get to them. But you all see coming down the hallway, Marriott Restel drop, where Serena is got her red hair that is reminiscent of her father, and the paler skin. Mariette Restel is blonde, with piercing green eyes. She carries herself in this sort of blue, similar color to the bluebell flowers that you have on your staff, Miriam. Yorman, excuse me, your name is real weird, so I keep mixing it up. Bad with names. And it flows down. It looks like open robes with like a lace undershirt underneath, but it all flows in a singular like dress type thing at about the waist. So it goes from almost like to be a cloak robe set to just a singular skirt piece. But it's all one piece rather than like being separate, like a top and bottom. It flows around her almost. You know it's cloth, but it almost looks like liquid with how it moves. She walks. Back straight,
Wow.
shoulders. She is the just perfect picture of poise and grace as she comes down this hallway. Seeing her, Lee, especially for you, brings memories, and you see as she sees you, bit of a hitch to dates as she recognizes you. But then she continues. Ah, hello, everyone. Friends, daughter. Welcome. And
Hi. Wow. Hi. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Crash. Oh, I guess this is a noble house. I should probably actually. Sorry. That's a nickname. It's. My name is Nethlemin Zugalvath. Though a lot of people have trouble saying that. I'm sure you won't. I'm sure you can say that. It's fine.
she smiles,
Um,
and she speaks back to you in primordial, and says essentially the equivalent of pleasure to make your acquaintance, Nethum Zogla. saying your name correct properly.
Yes, because like she basically has to switch to her like primordial tongue to say the name right, like
Yeah.
sort of thing. Like,
Yeah, sort of. Yeah,
so like
water
common
sounds.
tongue doesn't do it right.
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
effortlessly also speaks primordial a greeting of and is able to properly say your name.
Oh. Well.
Mother has her experiences with denizens of the water. Her magic is strongly leaning in that direction.
Water plane is one studied quite extensively.
Yes.
Well, I suppose then that maybe you've been to Fulminette. That's my hometown.
A quaint place. I've made a few visits given its proximity to the entrance.
Well, well, nice to meet you.
Oh. I suppose I can introduce the others. This is Arlo.
Carlos like trying to stand up as straight as possible and like puff out his chest, and he's like kind of straining a little bit, like he's trying to make himself look real good right now.
She looks down at you, Arlo, and smiles a bit, and is able and sees the effort you're putting in. Pleasure to make you young.
Good day. It's nice to meet you.
She gives a very. It's almost a cross between a chuckle and a giggle. At your obviously stiff behavior. Hey, relax. You are
Whew.
thin friends.
He kind of like deflates a little bit.
Arlo's become good friends with Lizzie.
Yes, it is nice when appreciate your familiar brother to get along with.
Yes, he's well. Anyway, this is Murim. They are a druid. Yes.
I step forward. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Do you speak or use telepathy?
Telepathy.
She cocks her head at the telepathy in her head and smiles, but she takes it in stride as a user of magic. Probably does sending spells and such on the regular. Well, pleasure to meet one of nature's. Tell me, from whence do you hail?
I come from a forest south of Filvander, within the Tyseria. Who's the noble family of Silver Point? Or
Of Silver Point, actually, I believe that is the Rustel family. Check. No. Seen by the Vendithus family? Let me pull up my map because I think that was their maps. Where are my maps?
If it's not, it can be now.
No. So yes. Sorry. Yeah. So that would be the Silver Point area. That would be the family I just said. The Vendithus family.
the Vendithus.
The Black Briar, as it is called. It's called a thicket, sort of in jest among circles, but it is the Black Briar, or like an expanse, not quite a jungle because it doesn't get hot enough. It is the largest forested area within Peninsula.
I had a bit of a PTSD moment as I heard Briarwoods.
I'm back.
It's the Blackbriar Woods.
Did I miss anything?
Almost. So everyone has basically been summoned to the hallway to meet Sirena's mother. You are kind of busy in the bath and didn't summoning, but seeing as you are not present in
Oh.
the maid is going to sneak into your room and be like, look for you.
I probably got a little too relaxed in the bath.
They knock on the door and furtive whisper, "Get yourself. See if the house is here.
I'm sorry. What? Huh?
Get dressed and get out here."
I wasn't able to catch you on the first part.
They are basically saying, "The lady of the house is here. Get dressed and get out here."
Oh. Oh boy. And I quickly jump out and get dressed as quick as I can.
Okay. You get dressed and you run out of the door as Hiram is talking of woods that she lives in. Everyone stops and looks over at you. You come out panting. You're still dripping wet from the bath because you just sort of like jumped out and threw
Yeah,
clothes on.
I didn't. I'm very sorry. I got too relaxed in your guys' bath. I'm very sorry, lady. I apologize.
It's fine, and I'll shape water to sort of pull it out and sort of hover it near my mother.
Oh, okay, very well. Though I do apologize for my absences.
It is no matter, young one. And your mother reaches over to the ball of water that you pulled from Sombra and touches it, and it shrinks down, just condensing and tensing until it's about the size of a standard bouncy ball, and is just now pure ice.
Ooh.
It has basically compressed this water so tightly that it froze into this small of purely spherical, crystal clear ice. Which is weird because, you pulled the water off Sombra. It would have had particulates. It wouldn't be as clear as it is. But something she did during the compression process just cleansed it.
Nice.
So she purified it in a way?
Yeah, essentially.
She's very powerful at the water magic. And of course, well,
Amazing.
that's Sombra.
Pleasure to meet you, milady.
Pleasure is not often you see a riot scene.
Oh, that's interesting. I take a bow in out of respect.
Excellent. Yeah.
And of course, you would recognize Lee.
Yeah, I see. She turns. Of course, I recognize Lord Sexton. How have you
Yeah.
been? Been years since I've been here. Have us been well, I trust.
Yes, ma'am. And he'll take off his hat out of respect, finally deciding which he's going to go with, and nods. You're looking well yourself.
Glad to meet.
Maybe we could catch up after all's said and done.
think it be nice to speak again. It has been some.
He just kind of like swallows and waits for someone else.
That's
Well, that is all of them.
quite the sorted group you have brought with us. I'm happy to meet you all and grateful for the fact that you found me.
Well, uh, no problem, lady. I bow down again.
I'm very grateful for the hospitality, actually, and it's just well, is like sorry, I'm all this nobility and stuff. It's all new to me. I'm just a girl from the ocean.
This is perfectly fine. My husband has brought home any manner of dealings, so I've learned to take the oddities some stride. You are here with Serena, so allowances are.
Yeah, at the word oddities, like not even knowing she does it, like Crash kind of like brushes her left hand over like the pink blemish on her albino skin, like that like covers her left eye, which also is like made that eye pink, so she has the heterochromia going as well, and just kind of like just subconsciously hits oddities and like briefly like brushes a hand over it.
Hmm.
Maybe some like leftover self confidence issues there. I have to say that um, your magic is really impressive, and I hope you're. Well, you should have seen what your daughter did, like fighting the undead and stuff. It was really impressive. Like, I'm glad to know her.
She has been progress in her studies as of late. Advanced learning magic soon.
Indeed. I've been preparing.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll be able to teach you some next
Uh,
level magics before things get.
s- Speaking of studies, how's Professor Krell been?
Oh, he's been well. He been. It's only been. Uh, I believe he's brushing up on material. Have you covered next?
Hmm, indeed. There is a matter of discussion which might delay some studies, Mother.
Her eyebrow raises. Question.
Um, there's a certain mission which these folk and myself have been placed on, uh, involving the seals on Istris.
For her, pretty good. That's considered. Rolled a natural one.
Oh no.
Well, that's fine. Uh, speak of a name that is often often unfamiliar. Seal.
Hmm.
Speak of Tell me more. So what do you tell her and how much?
I'll tell her that the
I'll say this moves
about
to like
the
a sitting room
yeah
or something, so that you can
we're not
sit
in the hallway. Yeah.
and be served like snacks and stuff. And you, Sereno.
Yeah, tea.
Yeah, dinner was not had because you guys were on. You get some food in you.
Yeah. I'll
Like when this
kind of-
conversation settles down, like Crash puts a hand up. She doesn't
Yes.
like speak at it. I know it's like a side issue perhaps, but if a certain someone's headed this way, maybe the description should be given to like the guards here in case they see him.
Oh, certainly. Mother, perhaps you can create a more comprehensive illusion.
Possibly. Ooh.
I'll make a minor illusion of the face which Crash described with the brown hair disguise.
Yeah, usually he's got red hair, but he passed me without me knowing he had brown hair.
This is yes, a pirate.
She snaps her fingers, and you watch as a silent image, pops up, coming in full three-dimensional light. For an instant, Crash, for you, Blood Moon just appeared out of nowhere in the room, standing next to Lady Blue Drop.
It's like Crash like stands up.
Make me an investigation check. Technically, illusions don't have initial saves. You have to oh shit, something's up, investigate, disbelieve. Yeah, that Blood Moon's in the house.
Okay, I know I'm dumb, but I'm literally watching them cast spells. But that's
summoned
it.
a pirate.
That's
So you take that initial swing to punch and protect the lady, goes through him, and it's like, yeah. I get it.
I kind of like run over and I more sort of go to try and tackle him before he like goes for his blades because
yeah.
And so it goes for the grapple, and it's like, oh, huh?
Oh, this is an illusion. She'll sort of pass her hand through it.
Yes, it is something that I have used with the gods to make this replica. As we are part of the coast, yet Morpheric, we are within territory pirates, and I tasked with assisting in the creation of one god. We are well aware of this individual. I, at least, have not received any in this area.
Yeah, we as I said, he passed me, and I came in to Philvander on the Eastern Road. He was leaving on the Eastern Road in his little disguise, and well, to be fair, this was the closest to the coast without going to Port Winifred, where pretty much everyone knows his face already. So
That is assuming he went to a town proper. When being a criminal is unlikely. Or went to a secluded place on the ship.
Oh, yes, that would also make much more sense. Serena's just noticing this train of thought.
oh, right. Yeah.
Oh well. Well,
Well,
we
at
shall
least
have
that means
to.
that at least everyone here is safe. Then that's a good thing.
He snaps her fingers again,
Yeah.
and the illusion disappears.
We shall have to discuss this mission. The undead I spoke of, they were created by some sort of necromancer that assaulted the cemetery in Vilvander.
Yes.
And it then flew away with a some sort of shard of a seal.
I believe it was called a keystone.
Yes, that would be it.
Seals.
It's like a super secret religious thing because the guy who, sorry, the priest, it's gone.
Stone something.
But he was the keeper of the
Stonehammer.
temple. Yeah, that's the guy. He was the keeper of the temple, and even he didn't know about it. So definitely a very secret thing that these exist.
Say it is secret. Seal. Keep out. One. Speak of. Odds are it would be select. Knowledge might lie with my brother Edgar as the head of the Hill family. But my ties essentially distanced from that sort of. I tell you, going to see him in Red as his library.
Ooh. Yes. Yes, that is in the opposite direction again from where a goal of ours is. But
Well,
it will be well worth it.
What exactly are you trying to say? This is what you're tasked with, yes? If you've been tasked with this, did you tell her you were tasked by Tyseria or just that this?
Not yet. No, not yet.
Well, if this is a task by the crown, I imagine they would have pointed you in my begin with. They'd share their knowledge.
No, the crown didn't send the task. It was the deity Tyseria.
Her back stiffens at that. Like she'd been going to take a drink, but she stops, sets it down. Given task, quest by the deity adventure. She leans forward to look at you. It says, definitely in a lower tone. Go ahead.
Can I roll insight as to what her attitude is here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
At this point, Crash is going to stop awkwardly standing where the illusion of Blood Moon
10.
was and go back to her seat.
Your mother has always been good at keeping things close to the chest. Like she, as a seeker of knowledge and a keeper of knowledge, she knows when to show her hand and when to hide it. And definitely get. She wants to know, but you can't read why. She's definitely hard to read, and she's always been hard to read.
Well, yes, there was a boon involved.
She sits back. Leave, and she waves her hand at the servants in the room. And as they leave, check something real quick.
Okie dokie.
Check the thing of this. Ability. Yep. As she does that, you watch as they go to leave. So there was Ingrid in the along with Olin. They go to leave, basically serving the snacks. You watch as her hands in an arcane way, and pink light kind of glows above them, like the blue of her magic tinged with a little pink, and she flicks it, and these two balls hit the backs of Ingrid and Olin's heads as they exit the room. Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Okay.
I would say, yeah, no, you're the only one who can make this based off of
9.
whatever
Not a
she
very good
did.
roll.
She cast some sort of spell you're not familiar with. Go by the pink tinge. It's probably enchantment magic, but that's your guess, having seen cast stuff.
Mm. Oh, I think out of character, I have an idea of what it is. Okay. Anyway. Yes.
She looks over at you, Lee. You as well. Have all of you been blessed by this area?
Yes. All of us received her boon.
Yeah.
It would be called a blessing. Actually.
Her
Yeah, it was
blessing.
This area.
All of us received her blessing.
There.
The thing with Tyseria is some people, their androgynous form is based off the
Okay.
fact that they can appear. Some people see them as male, some as female. So you do get people with proper pronouns with them, but it's always
With
well, no,
no.
they're a guy. No, they're a girl.
Right.
Universally,
Okay.
they're accepted. It's sort of like one of those pictures where you tilt one way, it shows one thing, and you tilt the other way, it shows you another.
Right.
So a lot of churches with Tyseria stained glass, you'll have it split down the middle. On one side, you'll see a male half, and on the other, it's a female half. Because
Cool.
the actual, based off the form you saw, which was very androgynous, you get the sense that people, especially with divinity and magic, their minds will process it in a way that they can understand. So you get people who say he or she in regards to Tyseria based on their perceptions of their.
Gotcha. Okay.
What did I say? Did I say they? I don't remember.
You said she. That's
Oh.
Well,
that's what
your mother also referred to them as she.
Okay.
This is ended out that listening to quite a lot. One go. Last to receive her blessing was your father came to ability 30 years ago. He was a single man, a knight, on map Steelfell. Wished to go and explore the seas, the adventure of this area to smile upon.
Venture the seas, huh?
Not in a way. His adventure and that such Tyseria enjoys, wishes to see. If the king knew all of you, seeing you, especially as she looks to both you, Serena, and you, the king knows or pressed to contribute use of it. Though he would also respect the quest that you've given for without or ignoring it would cause you to blessing.
Indeed. It is something that cannot be abused lightly.
Divine Nation, thanks for the follow.
Very good
Yay.
point. We should probably let him know sooner or later.
Mm.
You're going to be investigating a matter of high secrecy. Say you are. Will eventually reach the king's, especially prying into areas seeing I am. It is best that you send a missive at the very least of what you're doing. Why, rather than find out call into question your to the crown.
Quite. Well, it has been a long day's travel. Uh, I will retire to my study.
Yes, it has been. Come see me in the morning, Tyrann. Be in my tower. Discuss what next we should do about this. I do not mean to exclude. Just there are things I must attend to. Many lost within.
Oh, it's fine. You know,
Of
it's
course.
family stuff. It's
Seems
that's yours. Mhm.
yeah, it seems understandable. It's fine.
Well, yes.
Leave you all to retire. Lee, talk tomorrow.
Sure. Yes, of course.
She nods, gives a half-hearted attempt at a curtsy before sweeping out of the room. Definitely stuff is blessing from this area.
Well,
I thought Maxine was going to. She's muted.
So
I guess we've all left the room.
Or you can
But,
sit in there.
okay.
You're in that
Well, I
space
mean,
for now.
right. I mean, leaving. I guess the presence of
It is
Lady
currently just the
Bluedrop.
6 of you.
Okay.
Hmm.
And Lizzie.
This is something that I believe you should probably know. That if you haven't noticed already, she'll say to serve the group. You may have noticed there's no sort of family resemblance between me and my mother.
oh, I figured you
Lee.
just got a lot from your father.
Lee, go ahead and make me a history check.
Okay. Aw, it's so close to a 15.
10. You know that Serena, because you're a noble, the fact that Serena, despite being the eldest, is not the heir to the house of Drop, but rather her brother is, whom you can see a resemblance to Lady Rustel. She, you know that she came into existence for Lady Rustel married into Drop family.
Right.
It is a matter of slight embarrassment, but I am I am not my mother's child. It's not a situation of talent being related to her.
Sorry. What was that?
I'm not related to Lady Brewdrop, though I am related to my father.
I. So you're a step sibling?
Who?
No, it's not that sort of thing. Half sibling, I suppose, is the term.
Okay. Okay.
Lee. Sorry.
Yes, fine.
Lee just kind of like his mouth is just slack, kind of like calculating in his mind. He says, "Would it be would it be inappropriate to ask who then is your mother?"
I was born soon before the others, before my father and mother, before uh, Lady Brewdrop married. I never knew her.
Well, if she raised you, then she's your mother. There's no need to be so formal about it. Family's family.
Mm,
No, I mean, of course. I just meant, you know. He hmm. He kind of gets like a smirk.
mm.
I don't know how to describe it.
What's that about? So sort of chuckle.
What?
What's
Uh,
that smile about on your face, Naughty?
Now, hang on. Don't you go around using that name. But nothing. It's just interesting for you know, finding all this out after so long.
Mm. You'll
And
find many people hold many secrets.
oh, I'm well aware, but it's still sort of nice to be let in on something like this.
Mm.
And
I
I'm
I
half the
appreciate your empathy.
Who you're from doesn't change the fact that we kick some undead ass together.
Oh, indeed.
She's saying this a lot more energetically. I'm just
Yeah.
not able to be there right now.
Oh.
Yeah. You're
Mm. Uh, anyway, good night. Cheryl sort of get up and sort of snap her fingers, and Lizzie appears on her shoulder as she heads to the library.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you think damn it, I'm so bad with the names. Fleur?
Mm.
Um, will she do me another wake up call?
Hmm. I.
I mean, she's been working hard. If she's gonna be relaxed for a few days, just somebody give me a knock or something. Because
I believe I
I
can
haven't
manage
touched the
something.
bed yet. I looked at it and I just know that I'm gonna have trouble getting out of it once I get in it.
I believe I can manage something. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and sort of train myself to kind of just get up without being prompted, but I'm not used to it. I'm used to having to sleep through quite a lot when you're on a ship.
Hmm.
I think that doesn't all it comes back.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, if any of you give me a knock when you get up, then that'll be real helpful.
Indeed, that would be easier than myself doing such a thing, as I will be staying in the study for the night.
And again, like, really appreciate the hospitality.
Well, think nothing of it. It is gratitude.
I'm sitting here going, would I guess hospitality is like used frequently enough that even Crash would know it.
Yeah.
When someone, yeah,
Mm.
he probably stuffs the pronunciation sometimes, but like,
Hospitality.
yeah.
Hospitality.
Hospitality. Sounds like
Funny
something from Mortal Kombat.
word.
Hospitality. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going somewhere to study.
Alright. Actually, does the library happen to have a book about frost giants?
Would I know if there are books about frost giants?
Yeah.
DM, I'm asking.
So frost giants aren't really in this area. They're actually closer to Icemire in generality. But your mother has her as a keeper of knowledge and the arcane. She might have something within her own personal library. Again, it's not as extensive as the Rustel family library, but she is a wizard and knows what she studies.
Mm,
So,
perhaps I haven't read every book in there, but I've been making steady progress.
I see. Well, Crash, if it's possible, you could learn more about it here.
That's real nice of you there, Sombra, but this is the way Kelpio like is choosing to teach me, and I kind of want to stick to it. I feel like I'd be being dishonest if I went and read
Oh,
somebody else's book rather than trying to learn from what he
It's
gave me.
no, I was just suggesting if you'd like
No,
to
it
explore more knowledge or something. You know?
yeah, yeah, no, that's real, it's real nice of you, but I think I should stick to his teachings. Like,
it may also the books here may also have a slightly different interpretation or air about them that might be not very kind to your teachings.
I see. That's fair.
yeah,
Yeah, not just a little suggestion. Sorry, on that.
I mean, thanks a lot, Sombra. That's like, as I said, it's real nice of you to think about me and like that.
Hey, uh, just more worried on the party than me as usual.
It's like the that saying, like, well, like a backwards one of the saying, like looking out for the little guy, but you're the little guy looking out for everybody else.
I've always have.
I gotta be looking up for the big guy.
Well, if you're
Yeah.
I
looking
mean,
down
speaking
for
of the
the
little
big guy,
guy,
you
there's
won't
always
see him.
Paolo.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you guys especially, since you guys are incredibly tall.
Yeah. I don't think we ever
Disclose height.
heard Crash's age, size rather, height.
Hmm?
Crash's height.
My height, one sec.
me check.
5'11".
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Serena is 6'5". Worm is 6'4", and then Lee is also 5'11".
yeah. How
That's
tall is Arlo?
12 means.
He's child sized. I don't have any sense of scale, so I
He
didn't
is
put a
small.
number on it.
How?
Small.
They're normally about 4'10", 5'2". Wait, I'm the shortest one then.
Well,
Small
no,
boy.
this is child, so I was thinking more like 3'7" or something.
Well, that's
I
pretty
think
pretty
that's
low
possible.
child.
Is it? I don't know.
I mean,
I'm trying to
It's
do it with
like
my hands. I'm like,
13.
Yeah, he's 13.
yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
13.
that's.
Yeah, so
I'm
I
probably
mean,
approaching 5 feet.
yeah.
Oh, he's gonna
maybe.
hit that growth spurt someday.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it will no longer be small boy.
Well, I'm forever small boy. I'm an adult. I'm stuck to this size.
Anyway, yes.
Yeah, just looking out for everyone else, you know?
Right.
Anyway, I'm gonna head back to the room. I kind of this place is massive, and I feel like I get lost, so I'm just gonna go straight to my room. My curiosity is peaking up, but at least I know my way to my room.
That's fair. Could I explore the house, by the way?
Serena's left. No, I know. So you can, I suppose, make that decision.
I mean,
I mean, I'm
uh,
thinking I wouldn't, like, because what was said earlier about, like, stay in our room until we're called, like, I feel like maybe that still kind of applies.
hmm, I could.
Hey, Lee, like, what are your thoughts?
Well, considering what happened back at the summer home, um, yeah, I still recommend staying in your rooms personally, unless you have a, one of the servants guide you.
I could ask on the servants. Would that be fine? He's Serena.
Rena's left.
Serena left.
Serena's left.
Frig.
And if the servant says they need their, permission from the blue drops themselves, then listen to them and, go back to bed.
Very well.
I'm gonna go ahead and play with the magic crystals and probably spend some time in some water.
Actually, now thinking about that, you have a fair point. I just jumped right out of the shower or a bath.
Yeah, they didn't seem nearly as angry as you when you were dripping wet than they were with me. Oh wait, no, she didn't
Angry?
even notice that they were angry. Actually, no, never mind. Dismiss that entire sentence.
Wait, angry?
Flora
You
was
were
not
angry at?
here, and she hasn't seen Sombra's room yet.
Oh,
Oh
yeah, I
no.
jumped on
Plus,
the bed.
plus also like I remembered after I said it, it's like Crash just didn't notice she was actually mad. Just kind of was just like, hey. So yeah, she wouldn't say that. Ignore that sentence.
I see. Okay.
But she's gonna go back and just run probably just a straight up cold bath and dip.
I think I'll continue with the warm one for a while.
Okay.
That said, with those two safely put away in their rooms, Lee's gonna walk around a little bit. He's not gonna snoop. He's just gonna walk around.
Okay.
Miriam will head back to her room, take a bath, and go to bed.
Yeah, Arlo's gonna do the same.
All right, you all head out. The activities you have for the evening, sort of about being ever vigilant the evening, but what it is. You don't experience anything too merry, uh, and everything's just quiet. Definitely the beds are a lot nicer than you're used to, even with experiencing the villa in Vander. And you sleep of great, definitely night. Not sure how else to describe it, really.
Crash makes sure to dry before getting in the bed because soggy sheets are no good. Like it's not made from the materials designed to be in water, so she dries off. Basically, Poi just disappears, sinking into the bed, and is just out like straight away.
Yeah.
Mm.
The evening is had with night bleeding into the coming. As you awaken, Crash, there. I think what she'd come up with next. Don't have much time for these pranks.
I mean, technically, she could get
Pranks?
Miriam's help because she can do a skunk stink.
No, well, it's something she's doing on her own. And again, she has her sense of propriety, so she probably wouldn't do that. Doesn't want to dump water on the bed. Probably, for one, it would ruin the bed, and two, Crash would probably be fine with it being a Triton. Tried the loud banging, that didn't work.
Putting my hand in warm water probably wouldn't work because Triton.
Yeah. How much do you weigh, Crash, without like your gear or anything? Straight.
190 pounds.
All right. I'm gonna try something here. Floor, I believe in you and your negative strength stat.
Oh no.
Oh,
Well, drop the die for that. Cover that later. Die is coming out. Come on. I believe in you. Nope. How deeply do you think Crash sleeps? Like, pretty deep, or like
If a maid is kind of falling on top of her, I think that would like
no,
scare her away.
like if the bed is shaking, like if that was happening.
Depends on how
Not hard.
suddenly.
It's more subtle. It's not hard.
Yeah, no, I think with motions in the ocean and stuff, like
Okay.
mild motions wouldn't disturb
Thanks
her.
for a chance to try again. So it gets a bit more. Like it's definitely shaking a bit more. Not quite. And you slide. You like roll a little bit. Oh, just wake up!
Yep.
See, standing next to your bed, panting and red-faced, is Floor. Above game, she tried to flip the mattress over to flip you off the bed, but she's not strong enough to do that.
Oh.
Huh. So does she look like she's basically almost looks like she was?
She definitely looked like, having been on a ship where physical labor is something that happens regularly, and being with sailors who love to show off, you can clearly see the signs of someone who has overexerted themselves physically.
Oh, Fleur. Thanks for the wake up. Are you okay?
And she just turns and storms out. Definitely, like where she had composure and such with this. This is definitely ruffling her feathers in such a way that is fun to watch for me.
Do you need a hand with something?
She slams the door.
I can help.
Most of you hear that slamming as that happens because it is very loud. She has basically dropped all sense of propriety at that point.
yeah. Wait, do I wake up from that or?
Well, I don't. Crash specifically gets a wake up call because they need it. I don't know if any of you have specific, like I sleep in a little late or morning. Um,
Uh,
so yeah, if you think you're asleep early, like about 6ish or so, uh, then so after sunrise, but not too late in the morning.
Say
Sleep.
Niram opens one eye during her meditation at the slamming door, closes it again.
Sounds like there's things happening. Such drama. Nobles supposedly have drama. There's so much intrigue, conspiracy.
Niram just tries to ignore him.
Calvosh just goes on speculating on what conspiracy or scandal might be going on in this household. Lee, Arlo, Umbra, anything?
Huh?
Huh?
I, I just get up and like, the frig was that? I check outside to see what's wrong.
You see Floor sort of stomping down the hallway back towards the main part of the house.
What the frig? What? I, what's Crash's? Why was she in there? Oh, right, the wake up call. It's probably been nothing. I go back to bed.
She's going to be borrowing some magic items if she can find them, let me tell you.
I just go back to snooze.
Back to snooze. B or
I think Lee's been up for just a little bit already, kind of anticipating the morning. He just kind of hears the big bang and like chuckles to himself and is like, maybe I could help her. But he doesn't do anything now.
I know you
Concerned. Like, concerned, Crash is gonna get up, wash off, get dressed, and kind of step out of the hall, looking to see if there's anyone moving about.
Arlo wants breakfast.
Yeah, probably. Jabbing.
He needs his nutrients to grow big and strong.
Why do I feel like that's something that Arlo would say out loud to himself?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are up or snoozing. Arlo vibing and ready to look. Floor has stomped off past them. And you see him like stop and like, but she just sort of like throws up her hands as she moves past him. And then we have so he comes and is fetching you in a dining area where you eat breakfast. Serena, you awaken, and
Yeah. I'm sort of looking down at a book which is about 3/4 of the way finished while Lizzie is turning the page for me with my eyes open, looking down at it.
As you do that, you know it's approaching morning, and given the time, this is probably when you see power as she.
I'll sort of stand up and crack my neck a bit, and then get Lizzie on my shoulder and walk out to meet her.
So you exit the house, walk around to the tower. You know there is a house. That is something that your front entrance she deigned.
Mm-hmm.
On the door, It is so the tower itself is, as I said, a square construction made of stone. The front door itself is carved in at about 5 feet up on this door is the words "Raging Desert" or
Mm.
so it's something your mother as a with the Blue Drop family is a bit of a thing to that knowledge is power, no matter where you are. Knowledge and magic themselves.
Mm. Right. Yeah, I'll open the door
Okay.
and look
Uh,
inside.
there's a bit of a puzzle, but you're like, okay, it's this day of the week. Chunk, chunk. You're able to open using and using your shape water can basically
Mm.
manipulate
Oh,
mechanism
that's amazing.
that you know that the shape and location of this mechanism changes depending on different days and even times of day, as this helps prevent busting in.
Right.
So you open this lock, and the door slides sideways into the wall. Step in, and it behind you. The inside, while the tower itself was large height and moderate size diameter, this space that you find yourself in, you are not surprised by it. You've been in here before for lessons and such of magic, but it is much bigger. The space much wider than should be able to fit within the tower.
Mm.
Magic with the construction of this something beyond you. You hope maybe eventually craft something.
Mm.
This
Sort
this
of smile while looking around.
this initial room very opulent as being close to the outer door. Probably more of a recreation, reception, almost kind of like a small table, basically similar to the room all met in last night, like a sitting room. There's a large fireplace, a table, couches, chair,
Mm.
and you see back towards the back wall a bit of a spiral staircase that leads up, which is interesting because again, this tower on the outside was a square, but inside it is circular.
Mm. Okay, I'll sort of make my way up the stairwell.
Uh, Make me a history check
All right,
to recall some
20.
information. Just like the lock on the door, you know that certain steps need to be avoided, and not just like the whole stair, but like there's like some where like only a third of the stair is been warded, as most check the stair and be like, okay, well I don't see any magic on this like section of the stair, so it's fine. But then she's like hidden it off to the side, and you're able to zigzag and make your way up the next floor, um, which is a large chamber, which is described with just various magic circles. See, it is basically a room about 7 or 8 just circle arrays down in stone, uh, carved in, and this is her, and that making of time consuming, expensive.
Mm. Does is she here, or can I look around her?
She is not in this room. It is a wide open. By its nature, it's very utilitarian. You have the circle, and do make me a perception check. There's an interesting specific.
Okay. 2.
2. Yeah. It's so. Just at a glance, you notice that the stairs come up at a point on the edge, and while the other sides of this room, so the circles are all on the circumference of, and the middle is just this wide open space. But that's about like you. Well, this isn't kind of like, it's big, and you continue walking. Where actually, because of the design of this room, it's actually a ladder that up to the next floor.
All right.
Climb once again, avoiding certain rungs as you climb.
It's very, very. I'll sort of telepathically speak to Lizzie, who's on my shoulder. She can be a little bit overprotective of herself in her space.
Is he just kind of looking around? Wizards are.
Am I nuts?
Tilts her head at you. I think you're very.
You know, which kind of berries? Sweet or wild and poisonous?
She leans over and licks you. She goes into thought. She considers the taste of you. So you ascend the ladder to the next and push open the trap door as you enter into the next space, which is this one is more of an alchemical lab. You know, your mother doesn't dab too much in alchemy, of the sextons, but this is like an area where she would work on her magic item, enchantment, creation.
Prepare components and stuff.
Yeah, sort of like what she, where you assume she would have made that magic made for Commander.
Right.
This is her workspace. There are tables and instruments, and cabinets where she would keep components and more tools in this space. And you see your mother off to one side. She's changed into an outfit similar to what you usually wear, sort of a shirt, pants, her hair bundled up, a messy top bun, and she has almost like goggles, like played Monster Hunter World, or has something similar to those, or the eyes of it's the eyes of night. There's a certain goggle, indeed. Basically, it's like goggles where one's a scope that can zoom in
Right.
as she looks at whatever she.
Mother?
Yeah, come in. And she doesn't look up, but she sort of just one hand, and a dancing light comes into distance and sort of guides you around. Careful to certain spots, and it will actually stop back if you stray from the path. You know that this is a light that she specifically distance help guide around more traps.
You wish to speak with me?
Yes. She stops, straightens and turns, lifting the goggles off her head and placing them on the table next to you. Yes, exactly. Basically like that. With thank you all. Appreciate it. And she, as she looks at you, let's discuss about blessing Tyseria to the party. What about this trust, though? And that's actually where we're going to end it. We're going to keep our end time, and I feel the lengthy conversation that this is going to entail. Well, it's not going to be too long, as I don't want to just
Right.
give Sierra
Yeah.
all the screen, or Sirena.
Yeah.
Sorry, your names are just the names are too similar. I don't want
Sorry.
to give
I mean,
Sirena.
if it helps, then you can change the pronunciation of Serena that you've been doing to like Serena, and like a harder E sound.
I've been trying the Sirena, but so I don't want to give one player too much screen time.
Right. Sure.
But this is technically the wizard's private sanctum, and the others would be like maybe Lee is a fellow noble, but it is very much a guarded. But we'll cut to you guys doing some stuff. Sorry, it's been a bit of a boring session.
That wasn't boring. What are you on
That
about?
was very exciting.
That was a great session.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, maybe I'll go rest and then you can have the private conversation once we've all left.
It's fine. The detail I wanted to share about the teleportation room, that basically it's all on these rotating circular tiles. So basically, the center of the room lower, and one of the circles from the edge would slide into place for whatever teleportation would be activated or need to be fun little.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm excited to get if you guys ever end up in Rustel Manor, because I got some plans for that place.
Ooh.
Exciting.
Oh, we might, if since she doesn't know about these seals.
Sure, we will.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming. We had timers, a new follower. The curtain draws to a close as we turn Valzilorne back into the wild tundra. Winds howling inside the tent, warm fire snapping. Thank you. I want to wish you a safe journey as we go and someone.
Thank you for a great session. I'm gonna go rest now because
Thank you.
I gotta be up early.
Oh yeah, but you take care, Anu. I'm gonna to raid.
Good night. Good night, Anu. Love you.
Love you too.
Shadow, thanks for the follow. We're just now ending the session, but video should be up for you. Episode 1, unfortunately, not for my goof, but I might post these on my YouTube channel, which I might link to you guys. All right, raid channel. I've only got one person I know online, and they've got 50 doing them. You guys got anyone small
Yeah, I
side?
was gonna say, do you want me to search?
You guys got
I'll
any?
go ahead and go search.
Oh, it's like we've lost both tech.
I gotta get going. Got laundry.
All right, catch you later, Tex. We'll see you in a couple days.
See ya, dude.
Hopefully,
Bye.
I'm gonna do more streaming of the map for Deku.
With the chart, it must not be older than 6 months.
I'm streaming the
Paradise Productions is doing. We've only got 5 people. Taka is craft. We might raid.
Oh, actually, one second.
Yeah, they're doing some Minecraft
This pepperoni
stuff.
was
So
carefully
we're gonna
placed
raid
by
Taka.
hand by a pizza maker at Papa John's.
Raid message for
Just
anyone
like
who
this
wants
one,
to do it
and that
is
one over
greetings
there.
from the
Ooh,
tundra.
and even these in the crust. Get yourself the new epic pepperoni stuffed crust pizza, only at Papa John's.
Thank you all for coming this evening, and remember, keep warm out there.
Wow,
and
this actually takes way
we're gonna have some
longer
fun.
to break than stone. I mean, it's not like a lot, but
Woohoo.
it's a noticeable amount. So it's deep slate and what is this? Cobblestone, cobbled deep slate. Okay.
There's
This is all the same.
really no way to not keep